Oh. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You gonna keep coughing?
Maybe. Don't yell at me. I'm your guest.
All right, I won't yell at you. How's everyone doing? Welcome.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Is it tea time?
No, it's margarita time.
It is not a margarita. That is juice with just a little salt on the rim.
I mean, if that's what you think.
Demonetized. That's good.
It's margarita juice. It's a new thing.
Yeah, and I have some Coke from the islands, right?
Yeah, it's coconut juice.
Coconut juice. Yeah. How are you guys doing tonight? It is Friday. It's Cinco de Mayo. Let me know in the little chat window, can you hear us? And is there music playing in the background? And if there is it too loud? Let me know also. Just want a little bit of subtle music in the background. I think it would be kind of nice, kind of to hang out and especially on this Friday night. It's Cinco de Mayo. I can't even believe it.
You're so boring.
Where has time gone?
I don't know.
Am I boring? Maybe I am. So let's see. Audio is good. Sounds perfect. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Bo. Rubicon, how are you doing? Who we else got here?
Hi, guys.
Will of Texas. You want to go through some of them?
Yeah.
Ian, how are you doing? Phil Camping. Let's see.
Peter's
GD.
on here already. I see.
Yes, JD Murder. There we go. We have Phil, I said already. We have PD. We have Peter, and this Peter Madison. Andrew, he was having a problem with Speedify. He was talking about Windows 10 and the old 32-bit. I know some people are using some of the older architecture, so that's something that they should know about over there. So that's good. I mean, we're using 64-bit for the last probably about, I don't know, 10 years or so, or 8 years. But yeah, there is some systems that are still using 32-bit for reasons that a lot of it has to do with using some type of old software that only allows you to use 32-bit or something like that. Let's see. Phil's Camping and Touring. How are you doing this evening? Got a question already. It says, why is my Sony A7 III only streaming live on YouTube at 480p? All right, so that's a problem. It's not the camera. There's something wrong with the streaming software. Something is not meshed up properly.
We always have some kind of technical difficulties lately.
Well, this is his camera. He has a Sony A7 III, and he's saying that it's only streaming. Like right now, we're streaming at 1080p. You know, that camera should be able to stream at, I think it's 4K, right? I believe. So, yeah, that's definitely... let us know, Phil, what are you using to stream with? Are you using, like, OBS, a free piece of software? What are you doing? Let us know. Let's see. John says he needs to go and set it up in the app. Oh, there you go. So maybe, well, there you go. John might know and be able to give you exactly the help you need there, Phil. So... hopefully that helps. Mike, how are you doing? Ray, how's it going?
Flying Pretzel is headed home.
Pretzel is headed home? Wow. So are you watching from the car or truck, maybe?
That is the question.
That is the question. Let's see who else we have. DL Brooks, 2658. How are you doing tonight? So we're just going to be hanging out. Once again, it's Cinco de Mayo. We're just going to chill and just see what's going on with you guys. If you have any questions, down in the chat window, put a Q before your question. It'll be a lot easier for Fabiola to find it or myself, and then we'll get to it. So usually we're on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I say that, and sometimes it's been 2.5 hours. Hopefully not that long this time, but it just depends on you guys and how many people show up. It is Cinco de Mayo, so some people are out enjoying and others are just hanging out with us, and we do appreciate it.
And we're enjoying hanging out with you
Absolutely.
guys tonight.
Having a nice, what is this, juice with...
I'm not going to say it again because you just yelled at me.
Juice with a salted rim. I like that. And I have my... I guess my juice something from the islands.
A coconut type of concoction.
Yeah, it's like a serpent type of, something like that. So guys, we're going to get into those questions, but before I do, there's been a lot of things that went on in the last couple of days. And I want to go through some of them. Obviously, if you're a Nikon fan, you're going to see that the Z8 is right around the corner. A lot of people are looking forward to that. They're trying to figure out, is the Z8 right for them, or maybe the Z9, spend the extra money. Also, I did an entire piece on the new, it seems that it happens every couple of months. It's like all new stuff over at SpaceX Starlink with what their service agreement is, their TOS, their terms of service, however you want to call it, and what they give you and what they don't give you and all the rest of the stuff.
I think it's been a busy week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. And now today I did a piece that we talked about what is that specific key or the hinge pin of actually seeing SpaceX Starlink go faster, more reliable, and also to close that gap between the people that cannot get Starlink and the people that can. So we're starting to see that dark area on the US start going away, and it's more light, meaning that you can actually pick it up. Well, what's also interesting is I just saw a bunch of people wrote into me. I have to say, before I get into that, thank you everyone for constantly either DMing me or sending me emails with all kinds of good stuff. There's just a ton of information that I miss because, you know, there's only so much that I can find and do.
Also, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting Joe on doing his push-up challenge. If you didn't know, he started the 3,000 push-up challenge to raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So we appreciate all of that. And if you want to challenge yourself, do it along with Joseph here and see how it goes for you.
I'm not sure what we're at. The last time I looked, I think
checked.
we were at about 500 or more. And it's only been about 5 days, I think, or something. So
awesome.
The goal is $3,000.
Right.
Anything above that would be fantastic. I would like to raise $3,000. That would be $1 per push-up. I think that'd be good. All right, I'm going to be like just jacked by the time this challenge is over.
I mean, being jacked is great. Who doesn't want to be jacked?
Eric, thank you very much for the positive word on the beautiful lady.
Thank you.
That's
I'm going to start hitting up some of these questions.
Go ahead. Go do it.
Ian,
Yep.
I know I always have a trouble with his first name, but I'm trying.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Is the launch today or another day? I guess the launch that you have. That was the other day, wasn't it?
This is from yesterday, the day before. The launch that you're seeing on the screen right now is actually the launch that just happened right here off the space. I believe it's right here. It was 56 Starlink satellites that they launched, and they were version 1.5s. And that was one of the questions that I did get and I answered in today's video. A lot of people were asking, are they only sending up 2.0 minis now? And the answer to that is no. They're sending up 1.5s, but no 1.0s, which is good. But there's other things that a really nice guy, Jeff, wrote to me, and I'm going to get to that before the end of this live feed, is there's something amazing that the FCC just approved for Starlink that is going to increase our speeds. And when I read it, I'm like, is this for real? I read the entire article, and sure damn enough. But don't let me forget about that, because that's really, really important. I want to get to that. But let's get to some questions before I get too deep. You know how I am.
Okay, Phil's camping. I'm using a laptop and signing into YouTube on Firefox browser and using the Sony software to stream via camera. Sony connected via USB-C to USB-C.
Interesting. Okay. So probably, like John was saying, there's probably something in the app that needs to be configured, and maybe John Murphy might be able to give you a hand, Phil. Hopefully, if you could, John, put any kind of information that you know about that Sony A7 III in the chat window, because that will help out Phil a lot. That'd be awesome.
Gordon, have RV. Can I go to standard and go back to RV if I want?
And that is one of the things. And that was Gordon, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. So Gordon, yes. You never used to be able to. If you had residential, you had to just have residential. The only time that you can actually use your service somewhere else is if you had residential with portability. But what happened is they discontinued portability. Portability was like $25 extra, and then you can take your dish and move it anywhere you want and use it. Obviously at slower speeds, at best effort speeds, which are about half the speeds, but you were able to do it. Well, they chopped off portability. There is no more portability, but what they did was they opened it up so that you can migrate from residential to mobility or roam, whatever, now it's called mobility, and then back again. So that is really great. I like that a lot, because if you have like let's say maybe a summer home, like in the woods somewhere, a cabin, you can actually take your Mr. Bevel, right? And now put it in the car with you, bring it to your cabin, set it up now over there, and use it.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about it. And now, of course, it's going to be a little bit slower because it's mobile. But when you come back and it knows that you're in this geolocation, it's going to turn back into residential, or as they call it now, standard. Once again, they changed all the damn names because Elon has nothing else to do with himself. But so he changed the names again. But that's all right. But if you were to move it to that cabin and you're using it half speed, you now have the ability to buy priority data for $2 per gigabyte. Now that's not obviously for everyone, it's expensive, right? But if you want to do it, you can do that. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the long end of that answer, as I always do.
Is it long end or short end?
He wasn't short. He was definitely not short.
Okay, we have
let's see, John.
Wait, John, hi from Michigan.
Yes, how are you doing, John?
Phil,
Tom,
you
how are
should
you doing?
see what Starlink are up to here in Australia as of 3 days ago. Well, you need to fill us in,
Yes,
Phil.
fill us in. What is going on in Australia? I love to hear about what goes on in other countries in comparison to the U.S. Tom, how are you doing? Tom says, watching on Viasat, and you're buffering off and on. Switch to, what is this, Tim Castrol? I don't know. And don't get any more buffering. Yeah, so right now, just so you know, we are streaming through T-Mobile, as well as a T-Mobile gateway, as well as SpaceX Starlink's unit simultaneously. And on the screen, you can see the graph, I hope. Can you see the graph? Let me see here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Is the graph there? It isn't. It says disconnected. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Hold on. All right, we are now, you're streaming. So we're going to redundantly stream for you or send data, or we're going to bond the two services together. There you go. It says, hey, you're streaming. So it says streaming with bonding, and now it says streaming redundantly. So what that means, and that's one of the things I really like about Spotify, is that now what it's doing is it's sending mirrored packets. So as I'm talking to you, there's packets of data that are going out. Well, those packets are being mirrored and being sent down the T-Mobile side as well as the Starlink side. And whichever one gets there first, to YouTube, let's call it, it's actually to their server, but whichever one gets there first is the one that's kept, and the one that got there last gets destroyed. So what ends up happening is we have redundancy. So we're not going for speed right now, we're going for reliability or redundancy. So we don't have any type of swirly swirls, right? Buffering. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to leave this on the screen. You can see the graph. You can see how many megabits it's uploading on each one of the networks, and I'll leave that up there, and I'll just switch back and forth, but just so you can kind of see what's going on here. Go right ahead with the next question.
DL Brooks, I just got the live notice on email at 5:11 Pacific. Joseph Rogers. Back in the late 70s, I was on electronic warfare range in the Ocala National Forest and could see on a clear day or night launches from NASA. That's awesome.
That's cool. That's a lot. That's really cool.
Eric, how is the internet service in the Florida Keys? Is there a lot of fiber, or is the demand for Starlink high in the Keys? That's a good question.
That is
I would
a really
think
good
that
question.
it would be high in demand in the Keys.
So I honestly do not have the answer to that. It should not be difficult to be able to fiber the keys because there's bridges from key to key to key to key, right? So, but the thing is do they do it? I really don't know. So I would have to say, I would check it out and see if it's somewhere that you're going to move to. I've told Fabiola, we've talked about moving to different homes and locations, and I've always said that the next home we buy, it has to have fiber, it has to have all of the amenities, it has to have absolutely everything.
But it has to be off grid.
And it has to be off grid. How's that supposed to happen?
I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's very important. People don't think about this. Matter of fact, there was just recently a home bought in our family, and that home, when they purchased it new, the people that built it didn't put Ethernet jacks throughout the entire house. Only like one Ethernet jack or two or something ridiculous. When we built this house, I ran all of the coaxial cable and all of the Cat 5, Cat 6 cable. I did it myself. But you would think in 2023, people would actually build out fiber throughout the house. Not even Ethernet at this point, right? It's not that expensive. Or at least Cat 6, Cat 8, something like that throughout the house. But they just don't do it. So if you're building a new house, you have to tell the builders exactly what you want. If not, you're not going to get it. That's just how it is. And then after the fact, you have to get it done. It is what it is. But so as far as the keys, I would check. Definitely check. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Albert, how are you doing?
John Rogers. Now Starlink shows me as regional mobility scheduled to go to standard by May 14th.
There you go.
See this
Not
thing?
Not bad. Chaplain, Stefan, how are you doing? It says, I've been, a Facebook page I created over 10 years ago. I am considering a live Facebook on the same subject because my followers are asking. Help. It's fun. Definitely do it. I have not played with live on Facebook at all, so I really don't know what it entails. If you want back end of what I'm currently using, we're using OBS Studios, the latest version, which is 29.1. It does a fairly good job. It is a free piece of software, but there is a learning curve. Now, how Facebook does it, I don't know. Maybe you don't even need a piece of software like that. Maybe you can just go live and that is it. So just like Phil was talking about, just using the camera and just going live. But that's something you want to look into because I have not done it as of yet. Let's see, who else we have here? Chris, how are you doing, Chris? Says Rural, Wyoming.
Memorable Places has a question.
Yes.
Starlink question. Any hard info if the 100 speed limit is going to be a hard limit?
Okay, so I did a video on that. I think it was 2 videos ago. And today I did a test and I was getting like 164 or something by like 14. So my fear was they were going to hard limit that thing at 100 megabits per second down. And it doesn't look like it as of right now that has happened because I'm getting 160. Now we were getting like 200 plus before. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I don't know if it's a hard cap, a hard limit, or a soft limit, or maybe no limit at all. But it's yet to be seen because this is all brand new. It's only like 2 days old that they made these changes. So we'll see what happens. We'll let you know.
Kevin Lands. Standard is not available in my area, so I have RV, but it gave me option to upgrade to standard. Will I have no service when it switches, and why give me option to change when it's not offered? Sounds like a lot of things.
So what that means is basically this. They're going to give you mobility for right now because you can get it where you are because obviously it's mobile. And when a opportunity comes, let's say you're standing in line. Once you are at the front of the line, they're going to be like, hey, he's still using it at this geographic or geolocation. We're going to give him residential, or as now they call it, standard. What will happen is your speed will double once they do that. That's basically what that comes down to. Chaplain says he's getting 81 megs down and 9.4 megs up. Nice, not too bad. Joseph Rogers says now Starlink shows me as, we already read that, as mobility. Yep. That's supposed to be standard by the 14th. So they are making those changes. Let's see.
Chris, hi, from Wyoming.
Yes, Wyoming.
And Low-Tech Greg from SoCal. How you doing?
Low-Tech Greg, how are you?
Hi, Arnie. You're not late. We just started.
How's it going, Arnie? He's looking at 127 down and 16 up at that $110 per month. We're still at 110 too, Arnie. I can't believe it. No complaints about that for sure. I like it. Let's see. Ian says, if you do not have Ethernet, but have a cable coaxial used, yes, absolutely. So you can do Ethernet over coaxial. People don't realize that. It is a little converter. So if you guys have coaxial run throughout your house, you definitely can run high speed through it. And a lot of people don't know it, and there's a lot of use case for it, because a lot of the homes already come with coaxial cable for cable, and now people don't even use cable, right? They're using, like IPTV, and they're getting it through whatever, let's say through Starlink, and it's just coming through Wi-Fi or whatever. Yeah. So those cables are sitting in the wall doing nothing. So yes, absolutely.
It's just because technology and everything changes so fast.
Yeah, but cables are cables, hardwire, copper is copper. So let's see.
Peter, here in Denmark, Starlink is $72 US per month for residential.
That is sweet. That is
really
sweet.
Good.
There's a lot of countries, even Canada, we just heard of, giving like half price off. So instead of like $5.99, they're getting it for $2.99 or $2.50 or something. And now I just saw also someone sent me a DM saying that they were able to get the service at $199, like in Canada or something. Like, holy crap. In the UK, you don't have to pay for it at all. You can rent it for $15 a month. So, I mean, all over the world is like, there's a lot of good stuff. But here in the US, we take it.
Yeah, we do take it.
Yeah, Low Tech Greg says he's paying $120 a month, $10 more. I'm sorry.
Jay Gudmunder, Starlink sending out emails in rural Canada offering 70% off installation cost.
Yeah, there you go. Off installation costs. All right, so that means they're going to be doing, you don't need to worry about installation. I mean, it's so simple. Watch my first video out of the 145 videos that I did in the SpaceX Starlink playlist that I have. Go check that out. And I show you exactly how to do it, literally step by step. It's pretty easy. Let me see here. Ian says question or question or power line but coaxial. I don't like power line internet, and the reason being is the signal to noise ratio is shit. Because usually, not always, but usually the electricity that we get from our local electric company is dirty, all right? The line is dirty. It's very noisy. So the signal to noise ratio is complete crap, and then what ends up happening is you get slow speeds. So I'm not a fan, but you can do it. You can do Ethernet over your power. You just need to make sure that you're on the same circuit, and it will work, absolutely. But I would rather use a coaxial cable all day long. It's just simply easy, and most homes today have coax cable throughout the house. Let's see. Joseph says I'm going to upgrade Wi-Fi routers. My TP AX 5400 Wi-Fi 6 router, Archer AX73. What do you think? Not bad. You know, the AX73 or the next version up is they're all good. As long as you have an AX router, number one. Number two, it's a Wi-Fi 6 router. It's good enough. Because the speeds, hold on, let me put a caveat in there. Unless you're doing extremely large files and data that you're moving throughout your home or through your office, at that point you want to get something even better. But for 200 megabits, this will do it all day long. So the upgrade, unless it's something for QoS, quality of service. If you guys don't know what that is, if you need to data shape, then you might want to get a better router. But if you don't need to do that, don't even bother. For me, I will get a managed switch and do all of my QoS through a managed switch and forget about the router. Let the router route and let the switch and let the modem mode. And that's it. It's just a better way of doing things.
It's like
my personal opinion.
Whole new terminology, what you just said there.
It's all bullshit.
Tony C. So you guys plan on being on Rumble also? ? Me and a lot of people are leaving the Y tub.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We have so right now we're on Rumble. Matter of fact, let me go and check it out. It's depressing, guys. Let me see. Rumble.
I feel like we're not using it right or something.
I'm an idiot. I don't know. So if you go to rumble.com, you can write it in there. rumble.com/JCristina. That's it. rumble.com/JCristina, right?
Oh my God.
So if you go there, you will see, I think it's over 400 videos now that are on there already. So they are on there, but I feel like there's no one there. So I'm doing it now just in case it just takes off. I'm putting all of the videos out there. So as they come out, usually within a day or two, you'll also find them over on Rumble. Matter of fact, let me go and switch over the screen. This is what it looks like.
I think though, he may be asking that, are we going to be doing lives there? And we probably will, but it's just a matter of us figuring out what times, because we can't do it at the same time as we're doing this, because
right.
But
if you just look at these numbers, all right? I mean, just look at this. What is this? Here's the SpaceX Starlink drops the data, and the throttle is back, right? So it's got 7 views. Okay, 7 views. All right. So that same, let's just look at that same video over on YouTube, right? Because it's you have to kind of compare apples to apples, not oranges, right? So that's this one right here, okay? So this one right here, let me just make sure the audio is off. I'm gonna hit pause on that. We don't need to see that. So here we go. So this video, as you can see here, there's 834 thumbs up on this video, and it's gotten over 15,000 views. So the same video has 7 views on Rumble and 15,000 on YouTube. So, it makes it very difficult, for me to justify spending a lot of time, but I will have all of the videos uploaded there. So if you want to watch any of my content, it will be, let's call it simulcast. It will also be over there. As far as going live on Rumble,
I just don't know.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We're going to have to get another, like a service or something to be able to, proxy things and have things go down both tunnels, go to both locations. I know you can do it. I just haven't looked into it. So we'll see. Let's see. Next, what do we have here?
Peter, here in Denmark, Starlink is $72 a month for residential. Did we do that one already?
$72. Yes. Yeah, we got that. We got that. Arnie says Token Ring was the old network with coaxial. Absolutely. You remember having to terminate, Arnie? Once you got to the end of the ring? Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eberbus RR. How are you doing? Sorry for the pronunciation of that name. It says, what do you mean by if bandwidth patterns consistently exceed what is allocated to a typical residential user, Starlink may take network management. What's the cap? Come in a little bit closer. Put you in here. Anyway, so he's I asked that same question in my video. I'm like, so what the hell does that even mean? What does it mean? And I quoted it too. What does it mean what is a typical residential user? So they don't give that information. And since they don't give that information, obviously what they're alluding to is they're going to throttle you if you exceed what is allocated to a typical residential user. But what is that number? What is the typical allocation? We don't know. Yeah. And this is the type of things that happen whenever you read, any of the TOSs, the terms of service, any of these agreements and stuff. They're very vague, and they're allowed to be. And the bottom line with that is that's just all bullshit, because it means nothing. All right, it means absolutely nothing, because they're not giving a finite or definite amount. What is the amount? I don't know, and you don't know, and no one knows. But that just means that they can do whatever they want. That's what it's a surprise. Surprise. Yeah.
Surprise.
When you get throttled, just surprise. You got throttled. Absolutely. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, but maybe we will in the future, and I'll do a video on it.
Chris, did you do Chris?
No. Where is Chris? Let's see.
I don't know where you're at.
I'm right over here.
Okay, Chris said, I hit 227 down and 12.3 up today. Usually average around 130-ish down and 10 up-ish, 120.
That is fantastic. That is great, Chris. I mean, 200 down, I mean, that is just great. I mean, the up speed is, okay. Anything above 10, since that's what they're giving us, is good. I was getting 14 or 15. In the past, I was getting about 20 some. When I do tests with the Speedify and I put T-Mobile and Starlink together and I do an upload speed test, it is bonding the two, and I'm getting sometimes 36 meg up, which is sick. That makes me extremely happy. But, obviously just with Starlink by itself, I'm getting anywhere from about 10. Sometimes we'll see 16, 18, right around there. So, let's see. Ian says coaxial, I think, would be better. They have an adapter that will do 2.5 gig. Yeah, it should. Remember, coaxial cable, if you look at a coaxial cable, the actual copper is like 8 times thicker than the copper that you see in like just a standard Cat5 cable, maybe even thicker. So yeah, you can throw a ton of data through it. People don't understand this, and that's one of the reasons why the cable companies are still in business, because they can just basically say, oh, you have 100 megabit connection, and they just turn the dial, you have 200 now, or they turn the dial again, you have a gigabit, because they actually, that copper can hold a ton of data, whereas those fine hair-like strands that we see in coaxial cable, in a standard regular RJ 45 cable, it's just simply not. It's just too thin. It can't hold that amount. So yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, good stuff. Tony C, how are you doing, Tony?
You just didn't.
What is Tony C saying here real quick?
This is
he
the
says,
one
oh, he's
about-
getting 30. No,
Yeah.
he's getting. It says 32 down for a $106 per month. What is that? Also, thank you so much for your Starlink knowledge. Thank you, Tony, for being here. Do appreciate it. I have like 32 down for a $106 a month. Crazy. Changing to Starlink soon. Damn. 32 down. So is that like some type of crappy Viasat or HughesNet? Or is that like a local provider that's giving you DSL or Uverse or some crappy service like that? Let me know. I would love to know. Smitty, how are you doing, my friend? What does he say? Channel Ace Levy. Whoa, Christina, you don't deserve that. See that? What is that? What is that, Smitty? Let's see, 70% off. Okay, so let's see, JG, I guess we'll call him JG. He says that is 70% off Dishy. That's not bad. It really isn't. That is really a good deal. I also heard that Home Depot is carrying Dishies now too for $599. Someone sent me in a DM that told me about that. I went to the link. I put in my address. It said womp womp womp. They're not available in Florida. Okay, so then I put in an address in Georgia, and what did it do? Womp womp womp.
Yeah.
Nothing in Georgia. So I'm like, so I wrote back to him. I DM'd him back. I'm like, okay, so where is it available? I don't know, but there was a couple of places that you can actually buy it supposedly online for $5.99 in the U.S. I just don't know where it is. Give me a zip code, people, and I'll type it into Home Depot and check it out like right now, if you know.
John Waters, not sure I understand. I watched one of your earlier videos and you said you can't switch between roam and residential. And tonight you said you could, and something about purchase $2 a gig if you're on RV.
And who was that by?
John Waters.
John Waters. It's because it's brand new. That's the one thing about the videos that I create. A lot of it is very timely. So what is happening today is old news by next week. That's just the way it is. So yeah, just stick with me and watch the latest and greatest videos, and you're going to find out like everything that's going on. So yes, as of right now, you can migrate backwards and forwards, let's say, from standard, which is now, it's called standard, it was called residential, to roam, which is now called mobility.
They keep changing it around so much.
They just change it, and it's a pain in the ass. But they also have mobility priority. I don't really want to get into all that, but that gives you the ability to bring it basically anywhere. I think they got rid of global priority. Now it's just mobile priority, and that means that you could use it in motion, but also you can use it through like maritime, in other words, on your boat.
Don't look at me.
Why?
Because they want to keep you on your toes.
But anyways, I feel you.
See how much you really know.
It changes all the time. It does change all the time. Don't let me forget. There's something really big that I want to get to before the end of this.
You know, I think I forgot what it was. It's Friday. I've had a long week too.
Are you drinking your
I'm not.
juice
I
drink here?
I had a little sip.
At least lick the rim.
I don't want to lick the rim. Drink your drink.
Okay. I won't go there. What does Arnie say? Arnie, let's see, it's warm outside. His beer is cold.
Ronald Davis from the deep woods in eastern North Carolina with Starlink. We all enjoy your streams. Thanks for being here.
Really do appreciate
Love
that.
it.
Appreciate that.
We have some ties in North Carolina.
Look at that, and yes, we do. Mm-hmm. That's right. Andrew, he says, Australia rule $199. Sweet for the equipment plus $139 per month. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what else we have. Chaplain.
Arnie, have you tried to upload content on Twitter? Oh, you have a Twitter account. Okay, so this is good because Joseph has had a Twitter account forever, and the content that you put on there pretty much is everything that you're putting on.
It's a lot of photo, right? But I also put all of my videos go up in there that lead back to YouTube. I'm going to start using it more now that Elon owns it, and I can actually kind of post like I couldn't post for quite some time. It was just a pain in the ass. So on Twitter, follow me. Just go to twitter.com/ I think it's JCristina. I think I have about 20,000, I don't know, 19,000 followers or something on there. I've been there for a very long time, since the beginning. And I loved it, and then I just began to hate it because just couldn't say nothing, and you would get like flagged, and it was just a big bullshit. So, but now it's not like that anymore. So I'm going to start using it a lot more.
And also, which I wanted to mention last week and I forgot, is that you have an Instagram account, and sometimes there's stuff that gets posted on there that you really don't have time to post on YouTube's, just like live quickie fun things, reminders, so like
personal stuff, maybe me working out, that kind of stuff.
Just little so if you stuff that you wouldn't normally just get on the YouTube channel, so because it's so time consuming.
What's the
to
Instagram?
sit there.
What is it? Instagram.com/ is it me?
Yeah.
JCristina?
Yeah.
It's not JCristina. It's JCristina.
No, it's JCristina. Yeah, I'll type it in there too.
And then just type it in there when you get a chance. Let's see. Guys, I just want to thank you also for like the last week or two. There has been so many donations that have come through. I just, the super chats and all of the donations.
And we're up to $680 on the fundraiser. So that's awesome.
So thank you for the donations for the channel. I really do appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. It helps the channel out a lot. It helps me buy new gear to test out and all the rest of this stuff. And also, $680 so far we've raised for St. Jude's. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. If you don't know, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is a hospital. That's all they do is specialize in kids. And what I've always done, and all of my family members have always given to St. Jude's as the one-stop place to actually contribute or to donate every single year. And it is one of those facilities that does not charge the family a penny if let's say their child ends up with cancer or something. They go to that hospital and they put up the entire family for the duration as well as the child. The family pays nothing. There's no money out of pocket at all. So it is just one of those, services that are just absolutely amazing. And they have definitely made a change. I think it went from like 10, 20% for recovery to like 80% for childhood cancers and stuff. So they're doing a lot of great work in research. Anyways, thank you very much once again for the super chats and all of you becoming members and all the rest of the stuff.
And if you want to challenge yourself, then they can join you and do
that's right,
3,000
push-ups for the month of May. So figure about 100 a day. It's not that much. Usually I bang out 50 or 75 at a time and then have another maybe 50 or so during the day and end up with about 150 a day, 200 a day or something. But I go and work out all the time anyways. My son makes me go work out probably like 3 to 4 times a week. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Let's see. What else we have here? Arnie's talking over here to
following on Rumble.
Peter.
Thanks, Tony, for spreading the word on Rumble. We can definitely use that help.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Yeah, Steven, we're waiting for Elon to buy YouTube too. That would be amazing. Could you imagine? We would break the internet.
Jeez.
Everybody would break the internet.
That would be amazing. Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, God, that would just, I don't even know. He would have to be really pissed, and you'd have to make a lot more money to be able to buy that out from Google for sure. Let's see. Arnie has a question. Let's see. He says, have you tried to upload content? Oh, we read that.
Yeah, we're
Twitter.
at Gooseworks RC. Hello there from Iron Warehouse, Parksville, British Columbia, Canada. Listening while on the row machine. I love it. Get it on.
Nice. Get it
Great
going,
content. Eligible for some of these CDN Starlink deals. Looking at setup for the camper conversion.
Do it. Absolutely. You'll end up with mobility, which is really good. I mean, it's about half the speed of residential, but you can take it wherever you want. And some camper companies actually will install Starlink for you. They're I'm not sure which ones. I could probably look it up, but they will actually do the installation. But it's just stupid simple. So you will be able to do that. I would highly encourage it. In Canada, they're getting more and more ground stations as of late. I shouldn't say in Canada, but towards the north side of the U.S. The problem is in Canada, I don't know if it's the Canadian government that is not allowing it, but something is amiss. Because if I look on the map, I don't see any ground stations or POPs or point of presence in Canada. It all ends on the border. So if it is a governmental thing, you guys need to find lobbyists or something to get in there to be able to get Elon to put in those ground stations. Because if you can get a ground station near your speeds are going to go up. Everything's just going to be simply better in Canada when it comes to Starlink. So, I mean, I think there's ground stations in Alaska. It's like, why aren't they in Canada? Right? Yeah. Like I said, it has to have something to do with regulation or some governmental crap. Let's see. What else do we hear? What do we got here?
Hold on, I lost my place here.
Original ARCANET using the RG62U. Oh, okay, we'll get up there. Coaxial cable 93 with impedance. Arnie's going down deep in the rabbit hole. I love it. ARCANET. My goodness. Let's see. Let me go down here.
Wow, I really
RV Life. Thank you so much, Adrian and Ruth. That is very much so appreciated. Thank you for this super chat. That is awesome. Hope you get some you enjoy the content that I create when it comes to this stuff. We're going to be doing not only the Starlink stuff, but a lot more off-grid stuff that I've been putting in a lot of time doing meetings with different companies to try to get them on board.
Yeah, it's just time consuming.
It is. I wish I had 3 of me. I need to find
I wish I had 3 of you. I would have an amazing house. The honey-do list would be done. Could you imagine? Yeah. 3 of you.
3 of me. I don't know. But thank you so much, RV Life, and we really do appreciate it. It's really I love when we see super chats.
Yeah, we love really it. Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
appreciate
funny.
It.
I crack myself up. 3 of you.
What are you gonna do with 3 of me? You don't even like 1 of me.
I mean, this is true sometimes.
Don't listen to her. She don't want 3 of me.
Oh my God! It says Ron said just got an email from my brother and have been upgraded to residential. That's awesome.
That was wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. You see, this is what happens. And what's nice is they will upgrade you automatically, and they won't even tell you about it. And if you go into your app and you take a look at your statement, all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, look, I've been upgraded. And then it'll be like, okay, that's cool. So that is really neat that happens. I'm going to go into my phone too while you're going through. Ask me any of the questions that come through.
I'm just going to read some comments.
Want to say hello. I see Harry Bose is here. Says,
RV Life with Adrian and Ruth.
Yep.
How are you guys? My Starlink is still paused, but my T-Mobile is working great so far.
Oh, really?
So
Well, that's
really
good.
good.
That's all you need. Grab a Speedify and put the two things together, and now you're going to end up with faster speeds and more reliability, and of course you're going to end up with a VPN too for security. Give that a shot. That's what I've been using.
Ian, based in wire thickness, Thunderbolt gets up to 40 gigabytes. Maybe length limit.
Yeah. Thunderbolt. Yeah, Thunderbolt is extremely quick for sure.
Oh, Phil, he said he purchased a Speedify yesterday morning. Really? I got a combined download speed of 480 and upload of 38. Amazing. I can't tell you how many speed tests I've done. That's awesome.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. I have not been that fortunate with my download speeds as of yet, but that is great. My upload speeds have been off the chain. We're getting about 36, 37 megabits up. And that's just amazing for sure. I have a project, I have a meeting next week with a company that might help us out with combining Starlink and T-Mobile, or if you have Verizon home gateway, it will help with that also. So if that goes through, I will let you know. It will increase our speeds even faster. So we'll get into that once that hopefully goes through. We'll see what ends up happening with that.
005 Ranger, hi from Wichita?
No.
I guess.
Wichita.
Wisconsin? No, I don't know. Just
Wichita, Kansas?
No,
Wichita?
Yelm.
Yelm?
Just entered the channel. Totally love your videos. Thank you. Can we order the high performance dishy? If so, how?
Okay, so the high performance dish you can order, and you could. So what's really interesting, what they've done is you can. Okay, so you have standard because the names change, right?
Everything
and you have
changes.
Priority. Priority is actually business, or it used to be business, and it is faster. So you can get 220 down instead of like 100 down is what they guarantee with standard. And you can use your regular standard dish and still get those speeds. But what we have found is if you purchase the bigger dish, the business dish, or that faster dish, whatever you want to call it, it is a square dish. So it's 22 inches by 21 inches. It's literally square instead of long. Well, that dish will actually give you better speeds, and it will also see more of the sky. So you will not get as much down, let's say, where it's handing from satellite to satellite. When they're handing off to each other, you're not going to have those like drop-offs as much. So the problem with it is instead of $599, it is $2,500. So you're looking at 5x the cost for that dish. I personally don't think it is worth it unless you have a business that's going to be able to say, yes, I'm going to write off the $2,500 for the equipment. If not, I would say just if you want the faster speed, pay the extra money for the faster speed and use the dish that you have. My personal opinion. Go right ahead.
Okay, Ian, question. Oh, well, real quick. Arnie wants to know if you can show the Speedify window.
Yes.
Again.
Let me go ahead and bring that back up.
And then, Ian, I heard that Amazon may be doing a streaming TV service like Pluto or Tubi TV. I heard from cord cutters.
What was that? Repeat that. I'm sorry.
I heard that Amazon maybe do a streaming TV service like Pluto or Tubi TV. I heard from cord cutters.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I mean, everything is going IPTV, right? Everything is going, cable is dead. Satellite TV is dead. We have HughesNet and we have Viasat. They'll probably go out of business. We have Dish Network and we have DirecTV. They'll probably go out of business too because they don't, they're not able to pay the bills, I think, as we're going to see more and more people that end up moving to a data-based thing. So we're currently using YouTube TV.
Right.
And it's awesome. But yes, Amazon, there's so
The
many
only
out there.
thing I don't like about YouTube TV is that the channels you can make them in alphabetical order, but when you switch channels, it just doesn't take you back to the channel you were watching. So you have to like look for it again. Unless someone knows a hack or something that I'm missing, please share it, because it drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's really strange on how it works or doesn't work. And remember, it's like an app, and if you don't pay enough kids that you feed them with Doritos and Mountain Dew, you end up with just a shitty app, and that's just it. And that's exactly what's been going on. The apps are not great. It is what it is. But yeah, IPTV is where it is going, and everything's going to be IPTV. Eric, thank you so much for this super chat. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. DL Brooks, thank you for that super chat. Do appreciate it. And AW super chat. Wow, you guys are awesome tonight. Thank you.
Steven said that you are appreciated.
Thanks.
And St. Jude 100%.
They're amazing over there. They are absolutely amazing.
They are. Gosh, I've been giving to St. Jude since I was in high school. That was just like a thing for me. RV Life with Adrian and Ruth. We used to live close to you guys. Really? That's awesome. But sold our house and we now live full time in our RV. So, I always wonder what it's like to live in an RV. We talk about this often, or I talk about it often. I just think it would be cool to go with our kids, and maybe it would be a little crazy, but I think it would just be a lot of fun to take a trip. I don't know how or when, because everybody works, crazy schedules. So, how do you do it? Do you work out of your RV, or are you retired? So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I would love to know too.
Like, sometimes I just look up like cost of things, and I'm like, I don't think I could do it long term, but maybe, for a little while, I guess. I just think it's fascinating.
I think, I would, I was looking, we were looking at RVs, but instead of an RV, I don't know what the difference is.
It was a camper that you hitched.
It's like a camper, right?
To like a truck.
It's a hitch, right? So it was like 20-some feet long with like multiple beds. It was really quite cool. All right, so let me tell you guys, while you're doing that, all right, give me 5 minutes, because this is big news. I've been kind of alluding to this for a while. If you guys want me to leave that Speedify up on the screen, let me know. I'll bring it back, but for now, I'm just going to go large screen for us. You can move in a little bit when you get a chance.
I will.
So anyway, so this is what
you're so bossy.
I think it's Jeff that sent this, and I want to say thank you to Jeff. And you know who you are. You DM me this, and it just happened, I think, today. So this is the article. It says SpaceX receives FCC approval that can increase Starlink's network speed significantly. Now, I'm going to be doing a piece on this. You guys are hearing it here first, most likely on Monday. And the gist of it is this. I'll just read a little portion of this, because this is really important. It says SpaceX has received a critical FCC authorization for its Starlink satellite internet constellation. The firm, which has rapidly built the Starlink network and launched more than 4,000 satellites to date, nevertheless suffers from high use in certain areas and low in others, even as it rushed to populate orbital shells, obviously the little fairings at the top, the little areas, with satellites. This led to a degradation in internet speeds for users in North America, but now it appears as if the internet speeds might be improving. This is massive. The FCC has approved, listen to this, has approved SpaceX's request to increase the transmit duty cycle of its second generation user dishes after SpaceX submitted data to the commission outlining that doing so would not violate any radio frequency emission regulations. In other words, our dish will not be cooking us, all right? We're not going to be nuked. Now, what does this mean? I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. We'll read it through on Monday, let's say. But what this means is the duty cycle is going to go from like 7% duty cycle to like 17.5% duty cycle. I know a lot of you can be like, what the frick is that supposed to mean? So what that means is this. The duty cycle is like, just think of it this way. How many seconds out of a minute is the satellite and your dishy, or my Mr. Bevel, connected? All right? How connected is it? What's the duration? So they experimented with a 100% duty cycle. Obviously, they're melting everyone around them. But they did this experiment, and they ended up going with 17.5%, whereas it's still okay. There's not a lot of radiation, or it is an acceptable amount in accordance to the FCC. So what this means is it's going to allow the communication between the dish and the satellite to remain on, the link to remain on for a greater percentage of time. What the hell does that mean? What that means is when a satellite is moving and there's a handshake between satellites, and these satellites are going at 17,000 miles per hour around the Earth, right? They're constantly handshaking as they're moving away from you, right? Well, there's not going to be as much downtime anymore. Those handshakes will happen like this, number one. But number two, since the duty cycle is higher, there's not going to be as many outages, small micro outages, and let's say errors. Okay, now I'm not going to get into the details here, but there's a lot of errors or false packets or packets that don't make it. And so when it sends, it says, hey, did you get packet 101? And it's like, oh shit, I didn't get packet 101. All right, that's okay, I'll resend it. Okay, so it's send, receive, ACK, or acknowledge. Send, receive, acknowledge. Well, the acknowledges doesn't come through, and it's like, okay, we'll resend it. Well, since it's going to be connected so much more percentage time, we're not going to have as many of these resends. The ACK packet's going to come back, well, yeah, we got it. It's no problem. So this is going to increase our upload speeds. It's going to also increase download, but it's going to really increase our upload speeds going forward. You heard it here first, okay? Well, you read it in this article first. This is great stuff. And this just happened. The FCC just granted this to them. I'm sure Dish Network is pissed all the hell off. We know that DirecTV is also pissed. Just the other day, Elon won the lawsuit where Viasat and HughesNet, I believe, no, it's not them two. It is Dish Network and, was it Viasat? No, I think it was Dish Network and DirecTV and someone else. They were suing so that Elon Musk was not able to use the satellites, the Starlink satellites, at lower orbits. Right now, it's right around 550 kilometers. You're seeing now some orbits down to like 520 kilometers or even lower. He's able now to use these version 2s at a lower orbital height, let's say. I talked about it in today's video. So if you haven't watched that video, watch today's video because it's a lot of good information in there. But this FCC approval is massive. Trust me on this. You're going to hear it everywhere, but you heard it here first. Anyways, I had to give this to you before I forget.
That's really good.
This
is really good information.
Yeah, this is really definitely big.
Just some comments, on St. Jude, and there was
Flying Pretzel. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
He says, I like Doritos in Mountain Dew.
Oh.
You should be a programmer then. All right? Be a programmer. There's a lot of money in programming. Start writing apps for iPhones or maybe an Android phone.
RV Life with Adrian and Ruth, your channel has helped our RV journey. That's awesome.
Excellent.
And I know Steven, he is down for all the off-the-grid stuff once we get to it.
Arnie, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate that. My duty cycle during Friday evening is less than the Starlink dish. It probably is. I know. It's Friday. This is like the day to kick it. This is the day to kick it back.
Cinco de Mayo.
And it's Cinco.
Don't get demonetized because you're using the music. I mean, you told me I couldn't even say margarita.
I'm hubbing it.
You yelled at me. It's Margarita. That's a name.
It's not Margarita. That's
my name. It's my new name.
Does this even look like a margarita, guys?
It is. You guys, you don't understand. He is very bossy. And our section here, I mean, look, he keeps get in. I cannot scoot in anymore.
Like, get close. I don't smell.
That's too much. And
it's too much.
If
I would have, you wanted 3 of me.
Yeah, but that's for different purposes.
What the hell is she talking about?
There's a lot of stuff that has to be done. Off the grid stuff, the house stuff. Get your head out of the gutter. Anyways, if I would have had that huge cup here.
Are you wearing a cow?
I am wearing a cow. Don't change the subject. You have no room here for my big cup.
It's a little cup. Drink the damn thing.
I am. You drink your stuff.
Thanks again.
Again,
Arnie.
You're so bossy.
Anyways,
we went completely off. I don't even know where I left off now. It's your fault.
Come on. So, talking about off-grid stuff, if any of you guys have any information about your off-grid type of experience, what are you doing? I really want to know, so in the chat, let me know, what do you do? What do you do for electricity? Are you using solar panels? Do you have like 100 watt solar panels, or do you have the big 320 watt solar panels? What do you use? Or what kind of inverters do you use? Are you using batteries, lithium batteries? Are you using deep cell like golf cart batteries? What are you doing? I would love to hear, because there's a couple of projects that I'm working on, and I don't know that much about it, but just like I did with Starlink, I'm going to learn, and I'm going to take everyone on the journey with me.
I think it's fun.
Great. I like it. I enjoy it. So
plus
anyways,
people
whatever
want to know.
information you have, let me know.
Let's see. Question, DL Brooks. With YouTube TV, can you pause live for live TV on any streaming?
Not any, but yes.
Some.
You can pause.
I feel it. Was it on all? No.
Not all. Some of them
some
you can,
channels,
some of you can't. You know what?
And some let you go back, like you can rewind but others don't. Right. I don't know.
I don't really have an answer for you.
Yeah, I don't. And like I said before, if you missed it, as far as I know, we know, if you double click on the little TV icon for the channels, it can put them in alphabetical order.
Yes.
But then if you're watching TV and you switch channels, it doesn't take you back to the channel you were watching. So you have to go
back. It just
goes
back to like A or something.
Or wherever, and you have to find your channel again.
And that's
so
when we started talking
really
about
annoying.
Doritos and Mountain Dew and like hiring a bunch of kids to be able to do it. Henry Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do
know what it is?
That.
I figured it out. Thank you, Henry. Thanks for all the great information you bring on Starlink. It's a game changer for us when we were only getting 2 to 5 megabytes on a lousy local Wi-Fi system. That's amazing.
That's
awesome.
Really big. Just so you know, listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Our AT&T shitverse, or Uverse, sorry. Our AT&T.
You're going to get demonetized.
So our AT&T is 15 megs down and 1.5 megabits up. 1.5. All right. So, and I started this YouTube channel on 1.5 megabits up, and I had to figure out how to be able to crunch the videos to such a degree to be able to upload them for hours to be able to do this. Now with the ability to use Starlink at like 10 megabits, sometimes 12, and then put on top of that T-Mobile with the Speedify together and being able to get now like 30 to 36 megabits up. Can you imagine 1.5 megabits to now 36 megabits? It's literally life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. And that's one of the reasons why I talk so much about Starlink, because it really has been a game changer. It just, there's no two ways about it. Anyways, thank you so much for that super chat. Really do appreciate it.
I'm going to go back because I think I missed a couple.
I'm sure you missed a bunch.
Well, where's the 3 of you? I'm going to punch you. You think when they come out with new customer dishes and build into Tesla cars.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the Tesla car has been set up in the roof, a dish where you can't even see it. It's just there already. I would not doubt it for a minute. It's already there. It's either there already, or it's in R&D or whatever. I mean, you could just see it. Just think about the Tesla top roof, and then just have like a 20 by 20 dish inside of the metal, let's say, and then that area, instead of being metal, maybe it's made out of fiber or some kind of thinner material, it's game over. You're going to be able to have you're going to have Wi-Fi like no other sitting in your Tesla while you're driving around. It's going to be sick.
I just have to say, because it's happened to me a couple times this week, what is up with Tesla drivers? They have this amazing car and they still can't drive.
I wish they would just let the car
What's
drive
going?
for
Yeah,
themselves.
I mean,
it's the easiest way, right?
Just, I don't know, whatever it is, push the button. Push the button, please. I drive 2 hours a day. Just push the button. I want to get home.
I don't know. Let me see here.
Do you think the bigger dish would work better in bad weather? Eric wants to know.
110%. So if you purchase that $2,500 dish instead of the $599 dish, that dish will give you less rain fade. 100% for sure. So if that is something that is a big concern because you're in an area that gets a ton of precipitation and there's like a ton of weather all the time, like we're down here in South Florida, during summer, every afternoon it's pouring. That's what's it, right?
Yeah.
By 4 o'clock it's pouring. So at that time, a lot of times we would go out. We wouldn't have service anymore. But now that we have that combination of the T-Mobile and the Starlink together, it doesn't even matter because we have line of sight. We're getting a really good signal from T-Mobile, and it's kind of, that's it. So it's no problem. Let's see. Chaplain Stefan says, should I get Speedify since I have Starlink and Viasat? Viasat is, I mean, you could. Viasat is just slow and the latency is very high. But if you have Viasat and you're going to stick with Viasat, if you use Viasat with Starlink with Speedify, yes, you're going to end up with faster speed for sure because it's going to combine the two together. But what it'll also do is give you greater reliability because when Starlink goes down and Viasat is still up, then you'll still be up, or vice versa, you'll still be up. So, redundancy is like second to godliness, right? You definitely need backup is so important in my personal opinion. So. But yeah, I would say so. Let me see. That was Eric that asked that question. Yeah. Let's see. Tony says, have you guys heard about the quality of Starlink and southern Missouri? I have not. I don't know what it looks like in southern Missouri. I would probably do this. If you are on Facebook, just take a look at one of the Facebook groups for your town and just put a question in there and say, does anyone use Starlink here? And if they say yes, ask them what their service looks like. And that's probably the best way because you're going to get now, boots on the ground. Someone that's actually there is going to tell you, is it just complete crap or is it good? Right now, we're seeing 4,000 satellites up there. It's pretty damn quick everywhere that you go. And there's very little outages. Matter of fact, I'm going to check while you check for another question. I'm going to look at our service just to see what our outages look like in the last 24 hours. That's one of the things I look at, like maybe once every other day or so, just to get an idea. Are things getting better? Are they getting worse? Or what is going on? So,
okay. Adrian and Ruth, I work full time and I have territory in Georgia and Tennessee. So now I live where I work. Makes sense.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, there you go.
Asa Howard, finally caught alive. Hola.
How are you doing? Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Cinco de Mayo. We're just hanging out. It's Friday night. Any kind of questions that you have, put a Q before the question in the chat window. And we'll definitely answer it for you for sure. So let's take a look at these statistics real quick. Let me see. Is this thing on? Let me just put this on really quick, and maybe I can show this. Let me get in here nice and tight. Maybe does it work? I don't know. Let me do a top down. You got get that out. All right. So let's go to here, and there we go. So this is what we're looking at. Can you guys see that? Hopefully it comes in pretty good. I don't know. Anyway, so if we come over here and go to outages and we go to 2-second outages, you can see here it says, it does show as upside down. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'll go like this. But anyways, it says there has been no 2-second outages or longer in the past 12 hours. You see that? Now, if I change it to 0.1 seconds, now look at the outages. Anywhere from, let's see, 8:45 was the last one, and then back here at 1:46. But these outages are less than 1 second. Less than 1 second. And there's no 2-second outages, and there's no 5-second outages. Now, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean like back in the day when we first started this, when it was beta, this was not the case. There was outages sometimes for 30 seconds, sometimes for 15 seconds, sometimes for 5 seconds. Now we're seeing not even 2-second outages. So that is amazing. And that just shows how much better the version 1.5 satellites are in comparison to the 1.0s. And there are now as many 1.5s, the new ones, the ones that have built-in lasers and whatnot, that communication lasers between satellites. It's a major, major improvement. And it's going to only get better when we see the version 2.0 minis come online. There is currently 40 2.0 minis that are up in LEO, but 0 are operational. They're all working, but there's 0 operational.
When are they supposed to?
We don't know, and that's the thing. When they launch, people think that just because they launch, like yesterday or whatever. Matter of fact, I have this video running, right? That video of that launch of, I think it was 56 satellites, I think altogether. Matter of fact, here, let me go ahead and I'll switch it back over. Anyways, 56 satellites. Those satellites do not get to their orbital distance, let's say, for sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 2 months. It just depends on where they're going. All right, how high are they going, and also what inclination, where are they, at what degree are they, at 53 degrees, are they at 70, where are they? So this is all going to be an important factor on where or how long it takes for them to come online. So these version 2.0 minis that we see up there, they might be online next week, or they might be online next month, and the only one that knows would be Elon, right?
Yeah.
Or the rest of the people over there at SpaceX.
Okay, Ian, I think you answered this very good. What about gravity on the lower flying sats? What was that, gravity? Very good. What about gravity on the lower flying sats?
Yeah, so, So the thing is, and I get what you're saying, the SpaceX is now able to fly their satellites lower, okay? They have been granted, the FCC gave them approval. This is great. That means we're going to get lower latency and faster speeds, period. So that's fantastic. So the satellites, instead of at like 540 kilometers, 550 kilometers, they might be flying at 500 kilometers, right? Yeah. 510, something like that. So we're going to get lower latency and faster speeds. But what will happen is it's going to obviously produce more drag on these satellites because they're lower to Earth, meaning more gravitational effect. And they will be pulled out of orbit or deorbited a lot quicker. Some of these satellites are set for 5 years. Maybe if they're sitting at 50 kilometers closer, it could only be 3 years. I don't know. And, it has to do with the propulsion systems that are on there and how much drag the closer satellites are going to have to endure being up there. So, but yeah, it's going to give us, I think Elon doesn't really give a crap because he's making these things like chiclets, they're spinning these things out like crazy. And I think we're going to see a major ramp up of satellites going into orbit in the next month or two, a major ramp up. So watch for that. What else we got here?
Have you guys considered building an RV out of a school bus? That's what I'm doing. It's called the Schoolie. I've seen a lot of that's amazing. There's no way. We have so much on our plate right now, but they're very cool.
You have family members that have school buses. Can we get one, boated over?
No.
That'd be cool as hell. Let's make a schoolie.
We have, look, you just said that you needed 3 of you. There's no way.
You said you wanted 3. I don't want 3.
No, you said that you wish you had 3 of you. And I said, that'd be great because I have projects inside the house that need to get done.
I need 3 just here.
Well,
then you can take another 3.
No, that's way too much.
Okay.
That'd be 6 of you.
That'd be 6.
Good God. Let's see. Stefan said we are having homemade fajitas and celebrations. That is amazing.
Sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kevin Lands gave me option to switch from mobility. Did you read this one already? Standard, even though it's not offered in our area, says it will switch on May 22nd, but standard is not offered here
someone
yet.
Else wrote something similar. They were switching on May 14th or 15th. So there you go. So it's obviously it's a slow rollout. So that's good.
Right.
They're gonna switch everyone around. That's great. Fantastic. That's why I've always recommended that you guys take best effort if you can, because even if you get best effort because you're on a waiting list in your area, get best effort so that once it is available, they will immediately bring you over to standard. And that's it. You don't have to do anything. What you got?
Ian said, you too funny. That is not a cow, but Gateway 2000. That is it. That's
Gateway
it.
2000. Oh, my God.
I always have some type of a theme going. Last time was Out of Order.
Yeah, you had Out of Order. Then before that, she had a NASA shirt. I'm just
Margarita, just not alcoholic. Thank you, Magnetic Storm.
Sweet. Arnie says, I have a amplified OTA. Which is over-the-air antenna. That's sweet for TV channels and Wi-Fi, so we can see local television. And you have Roku Smart TV. Yeah, we also have an OTA antenna for over-the-air HD channels, and we get probably like 40 channels. It's just sick, and it's free. So what's really nice is down here in South Florida, we get hurricanes. So when all else fails and we do not have any type of connection, an OTA type of antenna gives you the ability to have emergency service information from your local TV. So I recommend anyone off-grid or on-grid to have one of these OTA-powered antennas in their home. And they're really cheap on Amazon, really, really cheap. And it's definitely worth it. And it's HD quality. It's like, how in the hell do they do that, right? So, yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate that, Arnie. Let's see. Thanks a lot, Peter. Appreciate that. Telling everyone to put a Q before their questions. That definitely makes it easier to find.
Actually, Peter said a question. It is much better when you have the wireless / clip-on mic on.
What is that? Say that one more time.
It is much better when you have the wireless / clip-on mic on. Oh,
there you go. Oh, you like those? Yeah, we do. So I've been testing out these little mics here. The RE20, which is obviously an electro voice radio mic. You remember Rush Limbaugh? He used to have that mic. I've been using it for about 15 years now, something like that. Rush Limbaugh actually took that mic that I have and gold-plated the whole thing, if you remember correctly.
Awesome.
But anyways, yeah, I love that mic. It is my favorite. It has a really good sound to it. It really reproduces. It's got a massive cylinder in it, So anyways, the actual voice in it for me sounds the best, but a little lapel mic is awesome too, because then I can kind of move around and you don't have that fading of the mic in and out and all the rest of this stuff. So I don't know, I've been I have mics all over the place, and I always like to test them out and see what works best for me at the time. I think I want to also get a directional mic, like a shotgun mic similar to this but longer, maybe, I don't know, something good. And then maybe put it right here where it's out of frame. So that's something I might test out also. You guys can tell me if it's good or not. Let's see.
Master, thank you for your channel plus content. Starlink should sponsor you 1,000% better than Starlink tech support. Yes.
We need Starlink tech support.
That's
shirts.
another. We are working on it. Don't think that we forgot.
We have not forgot.
It's a lot of stuff going on.
It is a lot.
I work full time, and this is your full time. And,
yeah.
You're doing content, research, production, editing. It is very time consuming. So, but we haven't forgotten. We'll get there. We're getting there.
Yep. Merch besides.
See, that's why you said you needed 3 of you, and I need 3 of you, because then there's stuff in the house that still doesn't get done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I hear shit for it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've had 1 bathroom for almost a year. I'm gonna leave it there.
That's true.
And you promised.
Yeah, and I promised.
Yep.
I suck, man.
Well,
let's see. Eric says, let me see. Hold on. Eric says, I noticed that in the last 2 weeks, my 2-second outages almost went completely away, except for bad weather. Exactly. I agree. That's exactly what I'm experiencing too. We're getting a lot.
Oh, we got hit
outages.
with a tornado last
we
week.
We did.
Yeah, actually, Saturday. Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Because we did the show Friday night, and
Right.
Saturday morning, it was crazy.
Ripping.
Yeah, and then we were without. Well, first of all, the cell phone alarms went crazy.
Yeah.
With the thing.
Take cover.
Right, which we're
tornado.
in Florida, so I don't really know where we're going to take cover. But I was
no basement in Florida.
exhausted, and I looked at Joseph and I said, "I'm going back to bed," and I did.
Tornado coming. Don't care. Whatever.
I went back to
I'm
sleep.
going to bed.
And then when I got up, the power was gone.
Yeah, we had no power.
Yeah.
Called FPL, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you and I don't know another X number of people are without
We
power."
are always okay. Out of this whole community, we are always
the one without power.
Yeah, like we're. It doesn't matter.
A
Like
squirrel
if we
can fart, and we're without.
we're talking
power.
about squirrels again.
Squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're always on whatever connection side or grid,
why.
and we're always the ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
So this is why, again, other stuff that we're gonna look into is off-grid things
to
because
kind of circumvent these type of problems. Ian says, "Is there a cell phone booster that can handle about 40 to 60 calls from different cell phone carriers at the same time?" I've heard of people doing stuff like that. Back in the day, we had like multiple cell, like little units, so we would be able to broadcast from different remote locations, but that was like a long time ago. I don't even know if it's possible these days, to be completely honest with you. Let's see.
I know music.
G says the music is so relaxing.
That's good.
I'm glad. You just have that little bit of music in the background kind of rolling. What are we at? Like 40 decibels, I think. Yeah, that's good. Nice and soft in the background.
it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I didn't want to put Mexican music on.
No,
So
that's
just
too
have
much.
some nice calm music. Gary says, great information channel. I have residential 150 down with 15 to 20 up. When they did away with the portability, I just changed the service address often, no problem. Florida area. Sweet. Yeah, that's it. You can do that. Well, now you can do it even easier because now you can go from standard to mobile and then back again whenever you feel like it, which is really cool. They just bill you obviously for the month, so you're going to pay extra once you go to your priority or your mobile, and then once you go back to residential, you're going to pay less. That's just how it is. So that's pretty cool. Eric says, question, JCristina, do you think Starlink satellite service life is based on when they run out of propellant gas for movement? I do. I do. I know they use some type of, I don't know, some type of some type of ion drive or something, but they are, they're using the solar energy for, I think, for the actual electronics and running all of that, but they do use propellant, I think, for moving it where it needs to move to. But you guys kind of remember too, all the version 1.5s, they don't state this, but this is absolutely the case. They have avoidance systems built into it. So based on how many instances that come by where they have to avoid shit, right? Doesn't matter what it is, space junk, another satellite, some type of, let's say, action against the satellite, it can move out of the way, all right? So when it does that, it uses a lot of propellant, let's just call it. So when they do that, many times, it's going to shorten its life span, or how long it can actually stay in LEO, in low Earth orbit, before being, actually re-enter and burn up in a ball of flames.
Great. Good times.
Good times. Good times.
Tony said $3,500 for a 37-foot bus. I mean,
wow.
I mean, yeah.
Gut
I
it.
mean, we should think about that. $3,500.
That's freaking awesome.
How do you drive that thing?
What is the gas mileage?
Because then you got to put AC in it.
We get 3 miles per gallon.
Oh wait, and then are you going to put a bathroom in it and a shower? I need to have a shower.
Oh my God, she's like the glamper.
No, I could do it. Like that's not true.
You are wearing cow skin.
I was just out there cleaning the chickens and putting new everything for the chickens. I was up to here in chicken poop.
Chicken shit everywhere. So she was wearing boots like up to her knees and then like slipped into the chicken coop in like crap.
It was like cow pie.
Thick. It was like cow manure all over her. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do all the stuff, but I mean, if you're gonna have an RV, right, a 37-foot like school bus, you would want like it all done up. But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see. Magnetic Storm. Have you tested Starlink with multiple streaming? Streaming shows simultaneously. Have 3 other people be the only way. Drop direct TV. Maybe have to get the second Starlink account for that.
Say that again. What does that have?
Have you tested Starlink with multiple streaming? Streaming shows simultaneously. Have 3 other people be the only way. Drop direct TV.
Yeah. So no, you're fine.
Or maybe you have to get a second Starlink account for that.
You're 100% fine. You can stream with Starlink. 4K TVs without a problem. Because remember, you're getting like 100 megabits down. Even 4K only needs sometimes anywhere from like 10 to 25, 10 to 18, somewhere on there. It just depends on, a lot of it has to do with audio. People don't understand this, but the audio affects it a lot too, not just the video. But the bottom line is you will not have any problem streaming multiple streams. Your kids are playing on Xbox like my kids, and you're watching TV and you're on the phone using, VoIP or whatever. It is absolutely no problem. Let me see here.
I'm just going to read some comments while you're doing that.
Okay, here we go. Let me do this.
Okay.
Let me switch over. Hold on. Watch your hands. All right, here we go. I'm going to flip it around this way. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So that's the chicken coop. It's actually two chicken coops. There's one right behind the other. I have another
picture of that.
You have a picture? Well, this is actually a video. It's not even a picture.
Yeah, I have a picture.
You see the guy right there, the orange one right there on the very top, sitting there looking at me, giving me the eye? That's Donald. He's an asshole. And no, he is. He is a nasty rooster. But
yeah, but he takes care of his.
He protects his girls like
chickens,
crazy.
Yeah.
So if I go in there to even give him water, to give them water or
anything.
He
didn't attack me. He just snuck by me, and then I had to come and get you because all the other chickens, 4 of them, came out too.
Guys, that man, he beats my ass. He attacks, all right, and just starts flogging me, and it's like, bro, I'm gonna beat your ass, okay? I'm alpha here. And he doesn't care, right? He doesn't care. But anyways, that's Donald. I'm gonna have to do some video out there with with the chicken.
Here's
You got, but it's all dark. You can't see nothing with that.
What do you mean?
Damn protector you got on there.
Well, because there's nosy people. I'm not gonna say.
Can you actually see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see. There you go. So. Bring it up there, nice and high. Yeah, look at it. It's like doing some kind of weird thing with that stupid screen.
It's because I have the privacy screen.
All right.
Oh, no, but you can see it over there.
All right. You can private. You can
whatever.
Private yourself. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Privacy screen.
It's people being nosy, so,
Yeah. So anyways, that's Donald. He's badass. He is. He never misses leg day. Those thighs are like this thick. All right. He's pretty bad.
Eric said, I believe that Glenn Beck purchased and used the same mic used by Tokyo Rose during World War II. Oh, wow.
Wow. Did he use the Electro Voice RE20? Let me know. I know Rush Limbaugh uses the RE20. There's a lot of radio personalities that use the RE20. It just has the capsule in it is freaking huge. And the sound of it is very warm, especially going through, I'm running it through a DBX 286S. Some people will know what that is, some people don't, but it just really has a good pickup to it. It sounds really good, and I like it, but everyone now is doing the podcast thing. I was doing podcasts literally 12, 13 years ago, and now all of a sudden it's a thing. When I was doing it, no one gave a shit, right? Now everyone's like, oh God, you got a podcast? Yeah. It's like I did it 400 shows like way back in the day. Now all of a sudden it's something. Anyways, so we used to go and take these RE20s, me and Trevor Current, and we would go on the road. We would go to Las Vegas and then work at WPPI, interviewing all of the movers and shakers and the CEOs of different companies like Nikon and Canon and all the rest of them. And we did the same thing at PPE, or Photo Plus Expo, in NYC, New York City, at the Javits Center. We would get a booth and we would interview all of the people. Anyways, Fabiola would come sometimes, and Trevor's wife would come, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. But then the conventions started closing down, right?
Yeah, because that was when New York was New York.
Yeah. Then it turned into what it is today. Sadly.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah.
So the Beefster said, I want to see an animal video soon. Yes, and you know what? You guys, this is why, like, Instagram is good. Go to Joseph's Instagram. So Instagram, JCristina, because sometimes we'll post stuff on there that's live or just current things, because it's just more time for you to do a video to upload it. So anyways. Go to Instagram for like fun.
Says, turkey, right?
Oh yeah, we do have a turkey. Her name is Polly.
Holly, yeah.
She's huge. So wait, I was cleaning the coop out and she was just laying there and she did not care, because I was weed whacking, I was taking dirt out, I was putting new dirt in and mixing, and she wouldn't move. And then when she got up, I noticed she was laying on 2 of the chicken eggs, but they were completely squashed because she weighs like 40 pounds.
Yeah, so the chicken eggs are this big and her eggs are like this big. Have you ever seen a turkey egg? I mean, when you break a turkey egg in the pan to have eggs or whatever, it's like this. And the yolk is like that.
It's great.
It's massive. And they're really,
she's so
really,
cute,
really good.
though.
Yeah, she's sweet. Not like Donald. Yes.
Donald is good. He just doesn't like you.
I know. He's protecting his girls.
Yeah.
Let's see. Master Hicks says, I think the future is the lower secondary repeater satellites. Yeah. Have you heard of Swarm? Talking to Master right now. Swarm is that type of thing, but obviously Swarm are little microsatellites. They're like this, very low orbit. But those Swarm satellites, they really are just for like the Internet of Things. So,
right.
Just for like basic stuff that you see like outside and stuff. So, but yeah, so I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt they do something like that, because, as these things become cheaper and cheaper, we're going to see more and more up there. But instead of using smaller ones, Starlink is now going to a big one. With the version 2s, they're literally, I think it's twice the weight and twice or more than twice the size for the new SpaceX Starlink version 2 satellites in comparison to the 1.5s. But they're supposed to be 4x the amount of connectivity. So there's a ton more behind it. So that's good too. Let me see grammar. We have grammar here. It says maybe a better way to seeing a question is putting at JCristina at that so it lights up in orange. I like that. That is a great idea. So do at JCristina so it lights up in orange, and that would be Christina without the H. Just do an at JCristina. See if that works. I haven't even tried it. Appreciate that. That's good. That's good info. Let's see. Any4003 says, have you guys heard of Starlink charging 2 different prices in the same area? My neighbor, who is a little over 100 feet away, is paying $110 while you're paying $120. Yes. It's actually 3 tiers. They're not even tiers. It's like Starlink is now at $90 per month, $110 a month, and $120 a month. And a lot of it has to do with where you are, the location, but then also the timing when you actually got the service. We're currently paying $110 per month. There's people like in Wyoming and Utah, and we got a lot of DMs in Washington that said we're paying $90 per month. I'm like, shit, that's really good. And the thing is they're paying less because there's less people there. I'm like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean, obviously, there's not enough traffic to use, so they might as well just get as much money as they can in those areas. So that's why they're doing it. So I get it. Let's see. There you go. Ion thrusters. That's exactly what they are. Thank you very much. That's from the Beefster. Gary says always residential, no limit on. It says always residential, no limit on changing service address. Correct. You can constantly change from residential to mobility and back and forth. And that the reason they did that is they took portability away, where you can pay extra $25 and be able to use that dish anywhere you feel like it. They took that away, and when they did, they're like, well, how are we going to fix it? We don't want to give portability back. So that's what they did. You can switch back and forth. And what that does is it allows them to charge the greater amount for the entire month. And then when you go back to your geographic location, it goes back down. Ryan says, my Starlink is showing downloading update and has been for a while now. Just curious if yours was also. Since we're using, let me see, the Speedify, and we are getting service from both, let's see, we're getting service from, let's see, yep, we are still bounded. So that means, nope, as of right now, we are uploading at, let's say, a meg or two on both services, on the Ethernet, which is Starlink, and T-Mobile, both. So what that means to me is we're not updating as of yet, but that could mean that we will be updating tonight. Maybe they're pushing an update out, because obviously they did a lot of changes in the last 3 days. So that's probably what's going on about that, Ryan. Let it update. Don't hit anything. Don't touch anything. You don't want to brick your system. When you see updating, just leave it damn alone. Don't touch it. Tom says, Joseph, let's see, get a silicon dust OTA or over the air to Ethernet box. Yes, that's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. I didn't know Silicon Dust was a company that makes those. So that's pretty cool. That's good. Let's see. Maybe work on a new scroll drive. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Could you imagine a squirrel up in there, with like the helmet on, like air going, and he's like on the little freaking hamster, a bigger hamster wheel, since he's a squirrel. Let's see. Magnetic Storm 25 says, I heard we're supposed to be getting a meteor shower sometime either tonight or tomorrow. Wondering how that's going to affect them. So meteor showers can't just blast them clean out of Leo. Now, it depends if they can monitor and how fast these things are coming and how big they are. If it's a ton of small dust particles, like small meteors, meteorites, I guess you would call them, they're going to destroy some satellites. And that's just
so crazy.
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
And then they have to send new ones up.
Yeah, well, they're constantly sending new ones up.
No, I know, but I mean, to replace that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The same thing happened, if you remember correctly, when SpaceX sent up an entire batch of satellites. This was last year, and we got hit with a solar storm, right? One of those blasts from the sun, and it affected the systems, and a lot of the satellites, they literally just blew up. They couldn't make it to that 540 kilometers. They were stuck at like 200-300, and then they fell back in, burned up, and it was like fireworks for a lot of them. So this stuff is it's a science, but it's an art too, and a lot of it has to do with weather, and we're talking solar weather at that. So it's really it's quite a challenge. It's amazing to me that these companies can do what they do. I think it's just I find it amazing to watch. Like right now, I have on the screen this last 56 Starlink satellites that were launched a couple of days ago, and they're about ready to go in what is it, T-minus 3 minutes. I was replaying it from before, but when you see that, it's just it amazes me on how it's even possible that they can make this happen. I think it's just cool. It's amazing. Let's see. Convert bus to electric. Man, yeah. Could you imagine the batteries you'd need to run a bus? But then again, I guess Elon did a big rig, right? Didn't he do a big rig? I think he did do a big rig. The amount of batteries in that.
So how does an RV work though? Don't you have electric on an RV?
Yeah, I think they're saying electric completely, literally not even running gas.
Like Tesla.
Yeah, and they just put like the entire roof of like solar panels or something.
God, that adds so much weight. No?
I don't know.
That's a lot. It'd be cool, but
it'd be cool. I want a little short bus though. No, we got to get a big
one. Oh my gosh. Then what's the point?
Because I rode the short bus.
Oh man, it's a whole other topic.
My teachers, when I was a kid, they just said that I was going to be a complete failure. I had ADD.
You're going there.
I do suck. But I had ADD, and then they ended up putting me into a class with like a lot of just kids that were drooling a lot always, and I would like sometimes get like a napkin, and I would like, and it was like a whole thing, and we would read magazines. Just shut up. We would read magazines instead of actually doing work, because it would just kind of like placate and just sit around like damn zombies. The zombification of kids that, you know, were more artistic thinking instead of analytical at the time. And yeah, so that's how I started. You know, I started school being like, you know, in with, you know, the crowd that were droolers.
And look at you now.
Riding the bus and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still an idiot, but.
You're so.
I ended up, and after all that, I ended up going to college, and I ended up going to 3 different colleges and having A's and B's and everything.
It was called you did not want to apply yourself.
Yeah, so you would think that these teachers would know that if someone is not applying themselves, and you wouldn't go and stick them into a class to do less than even before.
Yeah. But also, too,
maybe it's me. I don't know.
Back then, the parents had to give consent to that too.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean,
they do now.
Yeah,
but,
you can't whip the kids anymore. I got my ass beat by the principal and vice principal when I was a kid, so can't do that now anymore. That would not be a thing. Let's see. See, I digressed.
You did the squirrel.
Did a squirrel. Let's see. Master says, in New Zealand, announced Starlink Vodafone 100% coverage by 2024. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So I know Starlink is in bed with T-Mobile now, right? So they're doing all the backhauling for both of them. So that's pretty neat. So now Vodafone. Really cool. Phil. What is Phil saying here? It says, my 4-wheel drive, better known as an SUV, is fully off-grid. That is cool. The Victron gear, so that means, what do you have? I'm guessing you have some maybe hundreds or 300 solar panels. Let me see. Using a PowerPaul Australian 12 volt. Oh, wow. 330 amp hours. So lithium battery. That's a pretty damn big battery. 330 amp. I'm working on some battery situations. If anyone knows a lithium company that wants to donate, let me know, or just send them our information, because I'm looking to get at least 1 or 2 battery manufacturers that I can review and test to build out a project for Starlink that will be like almost 100% off grid. So I'm working on something like that, but some of these companies, they just, anyways, you know anyone, let me know. Or let them know about the channel. Tom says, JCristina, I get a OTA. We already read that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We can look up YouTubes. There's plenty of people who mod up schoolies, Ian said. For the school buses.
Did we do what?
Ian said, look up on YouTube. There's plenty of people that are doing the mods on the school buses.
Gotcha. That's something to look into. Flying Pretzel says your mic is too close.
Yeah, I was too close to it. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Ian says, what did Ian put here? He did put a Q in there. Let me see. Where'd it go?
You just read it.
No, I missed it.
Oh.
Hey, Rob's here. Right, how are you doing? It says, is turkey eggs good? They're awesome, Rob. Yeah, they are absolutely good. Awesome.
They taste a little
Israel's
slightly
Son,
different.
how are you doing? Hello from Haiti. How are you doing? Vertical Space. Let's see. Any idea how Starlink coverage speeds, reliability is around Riverside, Alabama? I really don't. Like I said to a few people today, go into Facebook and ask your locals if they have Starlink and what are they getting? How is it? But literally, it's just about everywhere. All right. It's powerful. And if you get mobility, it's working everywhere. If you're in the U.S., you don't have a problem. There's plenty of satellites. Let's see. Low Tech Greg says, don't you mean the Donald? Yes. Donald, he's pretty badass. He is definitely badass. That is our rooster. And yeah.
Mario, did you read Mario Garcia's
No,
comment?
read it for me.
He said, I don't got a question, but just wanted to say big fan of your content. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate that.
Master, I would go for a light truck, can fit a wider, higher body. Bus space is limited. Space is important if living in there. Enjoy your night. Thanks again for your channel. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. That's awesome. Let's see. Phil says mine is a Mitsubishi and known as a Montero in the U.S. Nice. Tony C. Also check out the Heel. Oh, one of the Heel PR40s. Yeah. Or Heil, I guess it would be the Heil PR40s. Those are awesome. They are very comparable to a Electro Voice RE20. Very, very comparable. I like the sound of that Heil PR40. It sounds really good. It's a little bit higher, but it has a very similar capsule, and it's nice. Definitely a nice microphone. Let's see. Israeli Sun, yes, says hi from Haiti. How are you doing? Let's see. Rob says, hi guys. Love when you guys are streaming. Thank you for being here. Wow, look at this. We have over 100 of you guys out there right now.
Awesome.
That is
Thanks
great.
for joining
On
in.
a Friday night.
Yes.
On Cinco de Mayo. Look at this. This is what my wife brings in, right?
It's juice.
It's juice.
It's lime juice.
With a salted rim.
Spicy situation.
And mine is a, what is mine?
I don't know.
It's
a coconut island concoction.
It has something to do with a sea creature.
Did you answer this one?
No. Let's see.
Drone Man?
What does Drone Man say? Drone Man says, any idea of Starlink coverage speed, reliability? Let's see. Yes, Alabama. I answered that. Yeah, like I said,
okay.
Facebook is a good way to go.
Hi, Rob. Did we say hi to Rob?
Wait a second. Phil says he started a YouTube channel in 2008, and no one's taken much notice on YouTube back then. Look at it today. I'll have to take a look at it. We'll have to check out Phil's camping and touring. All right. If anyone's into that, definitely check out his channel. I'm going to, matter of fact.
Hi, Rob. He said, hi, guys. Loving when you guys stream. We love when we stream, too. Wish we could do it more often, but Friday nights right now.
Friday is the night.
The night to be here.
Yes.
Joseph Rogers. Don't know how to use Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Oh, it's easy. Just pick one. I would say if you're going to pick one, pick Instagram, just because it's, clippets of things that we're doing and to the moment, so.
Yeah. I mean, I like Instagram. I mean, it's good because it's my behind the scenes stuff. So like if I'm going to be working out, if something's going on,
it's just, you'll get like little clippets of things that are coming or what's happening, because it's just faster to get it out there than going through YouTube.
Ian says, does the Orange Rooster have as many court cases after him? The Donald, yes, he does. And the thing is he's definitely alpha in the entire coop. He takes care of the girls pretty well, and if I go in there, he will beat me down.
Yeah, but he has a really good story too, though. He was given to our son by one of our neighbors, his friend, and because they have a lot of chickens and roosters, and the other roosters were beating him down, so he came over on his bike with a burlap sack, and Donald was in there, and it had a different name. Our son is the one who named him Donald. Anyways, so Alex has taken really good care of him. Yeah. But when he got him, he had no feathers. He was scrawny. He was just beat down.
Beaten down. So now
he's
alpha.
Like the king.
He is the king. He don't play around for sure. I went in there just to give him water today, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm getting beaten.
Yeah.
I'm like, you better back up. I am alpha when I'm in this cage. So anyways, let's go on here. Let's see. Turkey eggs good? Yes, Rob. Turkey eggs are awesome. They are amazing. Then again, any eggs that you get from chicken that you have in comparison to eggs. My son and I did an experiment when we first got the chicken, cracked a chicken egg from our chicken into a clear container, and then cracked one from the store. a actual organic store egg. The organic store egg, the yolk was literally like a yellow greenish color, like a light yellow, whereas the yolk in our eggs are literally like reddish orange color, deep, lots of omega, lots of fats. I mean, it's just, there's no comparison. So I don't care this organic crap and all the rest that they say with all these eggs. When you look at the real egg that you get from like a coop that you have, your chicken, and you look at an egg from the store, I don't know what the hell they're doing, because all this free range, and I think it's all BS, okay? Because they are not the same. They're not even close. Trust me. Let's see what else. It says
Derek.
Starlink.
Hi, Derek.
Starlink down in Virginia. Really?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Kevin, what's going on, Kevin? That's not good.
Derek, good evening. I am late. Glad you guys went ahead, started without me. Glad you made it.
Glad you're here, Derek. Peter says definitely put that Q before your questions. It makes it a lot easier. Mountain
or
Valley
at
Organic.
JCristina, because it pops up the name too.
Does it do that? Yeah. So try doing at JCristina. At JCristina. Maybe it just pops right up. That would be cool if that does. Let's see. Mountain Valley Organic says network issues in Virginia. Starlink is down here too.
Ricky.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Right now, let me look at Speedify. We are transmitting through both Starlink and T-Mobile currently. Just so you guys know, let me show this to you, because I know some of you guys have wanted to know with this whole Speedify thing that I've been talking to you guys about. So look at this. This is the graph, right? But now look, if we scroll down here, do you see this right here? So this is the stream. Right now, the stream has been going on for 1 hour and 47 minutes, right? You see it right here? Or it says 1 hour and 36 minutes because I forgot to turn it on. But anyways, you see this right here is very important. Saved from connection disruption 6 times. Saved from excessive latency or packet loss 82 times. Saved by connection failover 5 times. So what does that mean, guys? That means that it has saved the connection now multiple times, either due to a latency problem, due to an actual fail, either on the T-Mobile side or on the Starlink side. But either which way, we haven't went down, right? You don't see us spooling or turning into Minecraft characters all pixelated. And that's why I've really just loved this Speedify thing. It's just cool being able to bond the 2 connections together. So people were asking me about that, and now I can actually show you. There it is. And I'll switch back and forth from this full screen to that other screen during this live.
Ricky Joe Gingras, have y'all had any internet issues today? Ours been running slow, and we went to town to get gas at Circle K in Palatka. And the computers went down. It was crazy today. That's up north of us. That's north. Ricky, nothing so far here. But again, we're using 2 services. Actually, we're using 3. We're using AT&T, Uverse, sorry. So, we didn't really see an outage. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a Starlink outage or was there other problems. I don't know. Drone Man says, what does he say here? It says, any idea on how Starlink, we already read that one, right? About the reliability. Oh, yeah, in Alabama. Yep, we already talked about that. Facebook is the way to go. Mr.
Rumble.
Smith.
Here, Mr. Smith. Rumble now has live streaming, so you don't have to watch your words. Yes.
We need to get more people on Rumble, though.
Yes, get us more people on Rumble. So if you guys don't know, this is what it looks like. Go over to rumble.com/JCristina. It'll bring you to this page. And you will find like 400 or 500 videos. All my videos are on here. It goes on forever. But there's very few people that have subscribed to the channel over here on Rumble. I am doing it because Rumble could be the future. And if it is the future, we are here. So every single video that you see on YouTube, you're going to also see on Rumble going forward in perpetuity. So anyways, moving on. Once again, rumble.com/JCristina. Let's see.
Bo Randall, we have chickens, quail, cows, and of course, someone wanted wild hogs on the ranch in Texas. Oh, and a donkey. His name is Worthless. Oh, that's great.
I love it.
That's a lot of work.
That is sweet.
That is a farm.
That, Bo. That's a nice farm. That is really nice. Just let people know in the chat, what is the difference between your eggs, either your quail eggs or your chicken eggs, or if you have a turkey or whatever. what is the difference between those eggs and store-bought eggs, right? Just put a little testament down there, just so people know that I'm not just making up stories, okay? Let's see. Ian says, question, the Starlink version 2 minis have a huge antenna. Yes, they do. And yeah, for cell phones. So yes, those version 2 minis are specifically designed also for those uplinks or for backhauling data from T-Mobile and other networks. So yes, there's a lot going on with those version 2 minis. The version 2s are going to be even bigger. I think they're going to be like twice the weight, twice the size. I call them like small network operation centers, or NOCs. So it'll almost be like a POP or a point of presence, but up in LEO. My vision for Starlink is a non-terrestrial based internet service that 80% of the connections are done in LEO through those lasers, those communication lasers between satellites, and not back down to Earth. So the request will go up from your Mr. Dishy, or as I call him, Mr. Bevel, will go up. It'll put in the request, bounce wherever it is on Earth, because it doesn't matter at that point, because it's traveling at the speed of light, because that's what lasers do, and matter of fact, in a vacuum, even faster. But it will do that and then only come back down with the data that it needs. So it'll come back down for the request and then go back up and then straight back to you. And what that will do is it will reduce the amount of ground stations that are needed, the amount of POPs or point of presence needed, and this will be happening in LEO or non-terrestrially instead of terrestrially. That will make things much faster, because a lot of the latency that we see, a lot of people don't know this, is happening on the ground. That is from you to the ground station, from the ground station to the POP, then from the POP back to the ground station, from the ground station back to you, up to satellite and back down, okay? Whereas an actual connection between you and the satellite is about anywhere from about 4 to 8 milliseconds. So all the rest of the milliseconds, when you see like 40 milliseconds, 50 milliseconds, that is all ground for the most part, okay? Unless you're dealing with some handshakes between satellites. Anyways, I hope that helps. Let's see, what else? We have some more over here.
Yeah, some people were saying that in Virginia too, and Starlink, they were down.
Wow, so there is a problem in Virginia. I wonder what's
it was another place too.
I don't think it's satellite problem. I think that is some ground station problems in Virginia.
And in Pennsylvania as well.
In Pennsylvania too. Okay.
It must be up there in that section.
It must be that area. There's probably maybe they're doing some updates to those ground stations. That's possible. Or the POPs or point of presence. No, I have not. Let's see. Ricky says, did y'all hear about the FCC was talking about not letting 5G internet service use the 12.2 gigahertz spectrum due to a dispute between Dish Network and Starlink. So that is currently going on. That is a lawsuit filed between, I think it's DirecTV and Dish Network against Starlink, against SpaceX. But I have a feeling that will not prevail. Okay, the 12 gigahertz I think is going to be open. Also, they won, and I said that at the beginning of this live, that SpaceX won, that now they're allowed to use their satellites at a lower orbiting height. So instead of being at 550 to 540 kilometers, they can use them, let's say, at 500 or 510 or whatever. The closer you get these satellites to you or to the ground, the faster they're going, faster your speeds, and also the lower the latency. So that is really good news. I have a feeling the FCC is really starting to find for Starlink or for SpaceX, because they're just giving them good data that they just cannot deny. They do a lot. Matter of fact, I talked about this in a video. They launched like they built 200 new dishes, let's say, different configurations. And that's when they did those tests to see if the duty cycle, and if they did like a 100% duty cycle on all of them to see what type of radiation was being produced and all this. And the FCC, I'm going to be talking about it on Monday, and I just talked about it about 30 minutes ago. So if you're new here, you didn't see this, but the latest news is that the FCC approved SpaceX's Starlink dish to be right around 17.5% duty cycle in comparison to like 7 or something crappy. So it's going to be a major improvement, especially for upload speeds, but also download speeds. And we're going to have less outages too. So keep that in mind. I'll tell you all about that probably on Monday's video. But that is major news. I read an article about it. You heard it here first.
I wish I had a button that said.
Let's see. What did?
Did you sit in the back of the row of the bus? That's what Jay Gudmunder. Did you sit in back row of bus?
No, just the short bus. That was.
It was a short bus.
Yeah, I didn't sit in the back.
Joseph Rogers.
Yeah, Joseph, okay, so we're gonna have to start buzzing through these because there's a lot coming in here. So discard emergency response. Most trying to get you to click yes first. Yeah, definitely don't click stuff when you see this crazy stuff down in West Virginia too. Yeah. Damn. So there's a lot of places that are down, like in that region, that area. Interesting. Let's see. Generac system. 53, that's 330 watt panels, 18 kilowatts lithium battery, nice. And grid tied available to switch for solar power. Sweet. So that's basically a whole house system that you have. So you have the Generac. That Generac is either on probably diesel or possibly gas or maybe even propane. I was looking at a Generac running propane. That'd be pretty cool. But here in Florida, you can't bury those propane tanks because of the water level. And then to go and put like a 200 or 500 gallons of propane on the side of the house, bomb.
No,
I can't. It's not a good idea. So I think solar is going to be the way. Henry says Starlink has been down with a network issue for over 20 minutes. I'm chatting with you on a cell phone. Yeah. Wow, this is really interesting.
It says Starlink is down in Vermont too.
So they're going down everywhere. We're still open.
Maybe. Maybe it's that meteor shower that someone had talked about earlier.
Maybe. That could be. If it is the meteor shower, it could be that the satellites are taking evasive action and moving out of the way. And at that point, maybe they have to go online to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Speculation only. Yeah. Keep telling us what's going on. If you are out and Starlink is down right now, let us know down below in the chat window. What do we have here? Military was talking electronic tech with tanks for 100. What, really? About 140,000. Maybe that's cheap, right? That's cheap. I don't know, $140,000, maybe not. Let's see. Starlink is down in Vermont. Nice. Southern Ontario, Canada, system down since 9:30. So Ontario is down too. Mm-hmm. This is an issue. Wow. Yeah, all right. So let's see how long we stay up. You look that up. I'm going to keep going through these questions. If you are down, let us know. I'm going to bring up right now my Speedify. So right below us, right here. Do you see that right there, guys? Keep watching that. That is my graph of what's going on. That is a bonding, a stream bonding redundancy using Speedify, Starlink, and T-Mobile. Once again, I do have that promo code for Speedify, which is JCristina. If you want to use that and get 20% off, you can. I've been loving it. So it's something that's just been working. But we're going to watch this because if we see Starlink down and we see zero data going through it and T-Mobile picking up the difference, I'm going to be happy as pig and shit. Anyways, let me keep going while you're looking that up. Joseph says, so high school graduate 29 years later and 3.48 GPA over 200. So, yeah, that happens all the time. A lot of these schools, they think that you're just stupid and, they put you into these classes so that you become even more stupid and you're actually just bored stiff. But that happens all the time. Let's see. JG says you were there to be encouraged to drool. Yes, I was.
It says that the ETA Aquid meteor shower peak is the night between May 5th and May 6th. The full moon that night will make the shower a bit more difficult to see since the moon's light might wash out the dimmer streaks of light. But you can still expect a good show.
So now and tomorrow night is going to be meteor showers. So we might start seeing some issues. We got degrading service in Texas. There you go. Yeah. Battery power is key, Chaplain says. Absolutely. Let's see. There we go. My Juliana. Look at Juliana's on there. It says my 10-year high school reunion is
when your daughter's on to tell you her 10-year high school reunion is next year.
Holy crap. You see that, John says?
Now everyone knows.
That's right. John says, check out Marco Reps. It says in Germany, he seems to be obtaining lots of different items to test. Just had some battery packs. Sweet. That'd be nice. I'm gonna have to look that up. Marco Reps. We'll see if they can do it. Crazy. Let's see. Dale says offline downloading update for about 15 minutes in Gettysburg. So I'm thinking maybe
that's Virginia too.
Maybe these outages are not the meteor shower, guys. Maybe the outages are due to forced updates. And if that's the case,
and
that means
Ohio.
Amanda, yep. Ohio is down. So there could be a rolling update going on. So we're going to stay live through this. We're going to see what happens, guys. Let us know if you go down. Right now, we're still seeing Starlink is up, and so is T-Mobile. We're going to let it go.
Kodev says, love your channel, best Starlink info on web. I am an old electronic design engineer, and you do a great job.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Let's see. When you see, who is this? This is
Rizwan Rashid.
Yep, says when you use Speedify, do you see your IP address as Starlink and T-Mobile link bounds or VPN? It is a VPN address. No matter what, you still go through the VPN, but it bonds it on their end. Let's see. Mark says Starlink is down in Virginia. There you go, Mark.
Also in Niagara Falls, Canada.
Wow, Niagara Falls, Canada. They are
Lock
down.
and Loading Publishing. Great show. Love your content. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. Locked in Loading. Does that have something to do with... just picked up a Hellcat, if you know what that is. Let's see. Rizwan says, when you use Speedify... Okay, we already got that. Let's keep going down here. Low Tech Greg says 100 viewing. Yes, there was like 120 people on. I think there's 100 on there. I love it.
It's a party. It's not really going down.
It's not even going down. Look at that.
Know.
Salted rim and everything. God.
I know.
And then mine looks like this. With something that has to do with a serpent on the bottle.
It's not a serpent.
It's a god. Okay, what is it? It is a octopus.
Yeah,
No, it's a squid.
It's a squid.
It's a squid.
See, it's not a serpent. That's why earlier you said that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right. Mark says another expired cert. I hope he didn't let another certificate expire. That would be bad. That would be bad. I hope not, Mark. Tom says convert a motor coach to an RV. Yeah, you can do
Go
that.
in style.
E equals MC squared. Eric here says hello from the state of West Virginia. Love the channel and your material. Thank you so much for being here. Do appreciate it. Locked and Loaded says I'm in Colorado and Starlink speeds are going up and up and up. Over 200 on average. That's awesome. Ryan says Facebook is saying Starlink is down on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Florida, and we are currently, keep looking at this, keep looking at it.
Okay.
We are okay.
It might be the northern East Coast.
Could be. Robert says, well,
country.
Some of us are on opposite sides of the earth
this
at 11.
Is true.
Yeah, at 9:50 a.m. on Saturday. No problem. Thank you for being here, Robert.
Ian, turkey bacon, good too. Yes, it is actually turkey bacon, my favorite, extra crispy. Just saying.
Absolutely. Maybe tomorrow morning.
Maybe.
Breakfast with a couple of turkey eggs this big.
It's a whole turkey situation.
That's good stuff right there. Phil says 11:50 a.m. Let's see, 11:50 a.m. over there. All right.
Oh yes, Roy Robbins. Thank you so much. Please hit the thumbs up because we forget.
Yeah, we forget.
And if you haven't subscribed, please do so.
We always appreciate those super chats. Those are always killer.
Yeah.
Really appreciate those. Starlink is down here too, according to Sean. Roy Robbins says, hit that thumbs up. Do appreciate that. Peter says, use that Q or at JCristina. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. MMD says, hello. First time catching this stream. How are you doing?
That's
Hope
awesome.
everyone is having a great day. Thank you for being here. Sean says, Starlink down here in PA. Pennsylvania's down too. Robert, message from Starlink, degraded service in your area, Niagara Falls, Canada. So you did get a message. Wow. copy paste that message into the chat. I would love to read what that says. Starlink team working on resolving it ASAP. John says network degraded also in Utah. So a lot of these are coming through. Randy says network issues in St. John's. Wow. There's a lot of problems going on here.
Yeah.
Johnny says Starlink is back up in Kentucky. So wow. So did your service reboot? Johnny, did your service reboot? And did it download a new update? So is this an update problem or is it a meteor shower problem? Morgan says, question, is there any way to route all traffic through Speedify? Yes, there is. And I'm probably going to do a video on it. You need to set up like a laptop or some other book. You can even use a Raspberry Pi. But yes, you need to have something to act like a router to do it, because you need to run the software. Because remember, it's not only a VPN, but it's also a bonding system. So it needs to be able to do some other functionality that just a plain VPN doesn't, that you can actually install into a router, a plain router. Anyways, so yes, there is a way to do it. Phase Change says Alberta is basically on fire, ATM. Really? God. Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
John says, always wondered what that dish you have on
disc
on loop around your neck is. So this right here are Futharth runes, and basically it's the alphabet of the Nordic people. From my family is from that area of the world, so that's what it is. It's basically an alphabet or runes, Futharth runes. So let's see. Phase, Alberta, once again on fire. Roy says, I tested the T-Mobile home network in my motorhome. It worked so well. Today I replaced 2 phones, an iPad, and picked another T-Mobile unit up. All T-Mobile now. We're doing the same thing. I'm converting all these to T-Mobile, and we have that T-Mobile hotspot. I supposed to have done it a week ago, but I am...
Squirrel!
I'm bad. So, yeah, we're going to do the same thing. It's definitely worth it. Blue River says, we just got an email this week from Starlink offering priority for $2 a gigabyte for roaming. Yes, absolutely. Now you can buy priority access for $2 a month. Why do you still have Uverse? So that's a good question. So we have AT&T, which is the hard landline here, which is Crapverse or Uverse through AT&T, which is only 15 megs down and 1.5 megs up. I keep it only as an emergency backup. That's why we keep paying for it. We have T-Mobile and we have Starlink. Do we need it? No, but those are both non-terrestrial, let's call them, services, right? So if you have really bad rain or if there's a hurricane, something crazy, the landline is still going to work. So in case of emergency, that's why we still have it, even though it's garbage.
Yeah.
Fran says, answer, yard eggs have a creamier, richer yolk.
Yes.
100%. 100%. Thank you for that, Fran. That is 100% the truth. Truth, Bo says, no comparison. Farm eggs are the very best, for sure. Tom says, get a motor coach and convert it. It gives you a basement for your hobbies. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Blue River says the chicken eggs taste better and the yolks are golden with free range during the day. Yes, absolutely. Much better eggs. Roy says I'm running 1,500 watt of solar power, 400 amp hours. This is a Battleborn batteries and a Victron controller. That's a sweet setup. 400 amp hours is a ton. That's a good amount with the 150 or 1,500 watt solar. Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna figure something out because it'll be good just in case like a hurricane hits. At least you have means of making a cup of coffee, charging all of your phones, watching
but
TV. But
we have more than that. We have no water.
Yeah, well that's another issue.
That's a big one.
Anyone knows how to get water out of the ground with electricity without having a 4-inch hole to drop down a pump and actually pump from the existing 220 watt or 220 amp. Let me know. I've been working on this, trying to figure this out for quite some time. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Faze says Leo pop idea is exactly what I want to and think pings anywhere to be sub 50. Yeah, I think it would be cool if they actually did the Leo pops or Leo sub areas, like network operation centers. Then they probably will. And we will see lower latency, especially now that we just found out the FCC is allowing SpaceX to have a greater duty cycle of 17.5% in comparison to like 7 or something that they're using right now. I'll get into that on Monday. Chris says, after I rebooted the dish, I opened the app and it says online downloading update. So there is updates that are pushing. Did I just, this whole thing jumped down. It did.
Go.
No.
No, you did this already.
Are you sure?
Yes, go.
All right. No, look at this. Release the Kraken. Yes.
Well, then I don't know what you did.
Yes, this whole thing dropped down. Why? There's just a lot of you guys. That's good.
It's great.
I love it. Make sure you put a Q before your questions, we'll get through them. Let's see. Let me get back up into here.
Jose De Leon. Hey, Joe. I'm late to the show. Jose from PR, Puerto Rico.
Doing? Love you, Jose. Glad you're here. Appreciate you as always. Let's see. Derek says 120 and 70 is what he's getting. Lloyd, Starlink is back in Vermont. Morgan says in Mexico, gave not any updates in the last 12 hours. Doesn't show an update either. Interesting. Still up in New Mexico. That's according to MMD. JG is saying looking like Starlink is down also in Canada. Robert's saying Starlink is back in Nigeria Falls in Canada. So they're back. So did you update? I bet you did. Let me know. Global outage may be getting ready to start and getting back into the updates. Yeah, I think an update is probably what's going on here. They are probably pushing a major update. It's probably not the meteor shower issue.
Maybe.
Let's see. Canada is now
they
also
knew that you
down.
were going on a Friday Night Live, so they're like, oh gosh.
We are still up and we're not updating. We're still up. Starlink is back in Vermont, so there you go.
Oh wait, look, in North Carolina reporting mass outages.
North Carolina, there you go.
So it's moving along.
So it must be moving, exactly. Fran says Texas Starlink shows degraded service now. So Texas is going out also. Let's see. Harry saying Virginia is back up, but down speeds are slower. Total Starlink downtime was approximately 33 minutes. So if you ever see a 30-minute downtime of Starlink, it's always a firmware push and a reboot, because it takes like 15 minutes for the download, 15 minutes for the reboot, and then it has to acquire signal and all the rest of the crap. So you see a 30-minute, 28-minute to 35-minute outage. That is a Class A firmware update. All right, keep that in mind. So that's what we're going. We have Flying Pretzel says release the Kraken. You are 100% right. Chris says mine is down. Northeast Quebec is down now. Starlink 1.5 lasers busy shooting down meteorites. Only communication lasers, but I wouldn't doubt some of these satellites do have military grade lasers on them, but I wouldn't say that they do. Especially not on YouTube. No. Arnie says, is the Kraken in the glass?
That is the question. Arnie, I think you know the answer.
I don't know.
Ding, ding, ding.
Michael says, SOS getting the update now, and maybe we're going down in Florida. So, yes. So if you're getting an update, I might be getting an update. And I want to see this thing go down, guys. I want to see the stream get hit and the actual unit reboot, and we see here on this Speedify chart 0 data going through Starlink and everything going through T-Mobile, and this keeps going on. That's what I want to see happen. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's make it happen. Come on. Let's see. Michael says degraded service here in Florida. Ronnie says degraded service here in Delaware. Let's see. Jose, when are you coming to Puerto Rico again, Joe? We need to go to Bayamon. Where in Puerto Rico?
Well, my family's from everywhere, so.
Yeah, so we can go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. When we have no working time, which seems to be never.
It seems to be never. But yeah. We'd like to go. I would love to see the big radio dish.
Oh, that's
again.
up in
where's the dish?
In Utuado?
Utuado, is that where it is?
I think so.
Jose, Where's the dish? The massive dish. You know where it is. I think they decommissioned it and then they put it back online, or is it still decommissioned? Let me know. The biggest radio dish, I think, on the planet, right? Anyways, Peter, let's see. Thank you so much for that, Peter, with the Q and the JCristina. Chris says, after, where did it go? Hold on.
Oh,
Here we go.
Arecibo, that's what it is.
Here, Arecibo? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. There you go. Let's see. Chris says, after the reboot, the dish, I opened the app and it says online and downloading update, but still didn't work. So yeah, give it time. It's going to be 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Robert says, I had the same problem in central New York. So this is, why in the hell, let me ask you. So if Elon is listening, which he's not, or if anyone at SpaceX is listening, right? Which you're probably not. But if you are, why in the frick do you guys do updates, major hardcore updates, where you're actually having to download firmware, install firmware, do a reboot, recalibration, the whole shit during peak hours or during regular hours? Why wouldn't you do this rolling outage or whatever, or this update at 3 a.m. till 5 a.m. or 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. or something like that? Why would it be done? This is the exact same thing that you did last time.
Because maybe they're doing it, but in other parts of the
that's
world
fine.
is like
yeah,
that.
That's fine. But you can roll it. You can still roll it, but roll it between
right.
2 a.m.
Change it according to how it's moving along. And
absolutely. Like there's no reason to do an outage like this for 35 minutes during, like at 8, 9, 10 o'clock or whatever in the evening on a Friday night. It just does not make sense at all. Yeah. Unless it's some kind of security risk where they're like, do it now. All right. There is a problem. Do it now. And if that's the case, then my apologies. Okay. That's the only reason I would say that you would do. I mean, I was a system administrator, right? You only do any type of update you're going to do because you don't know if it's going to work or not.
Right.
You could just screw the whole system, right? But, brick a whole bunch of, anyways, you only do it during the wee early morning hours. You never do it prime time. It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways. Once again, if it is a security thing, my apologies. Robert says degraded service in Niagara Falls, Canada. Speed 10 megabits down. Holy shit. Charles says, what is your necklace pendant? We went through that. The Starlink.
My necklace, not yours.
Oh, is it yours?
Wow.
Oh, it is hers. Oh.
I'm wearing a turquoise stone today.
You are wearing turquoise. Normally she would be wearing...
it just depends on my mood, my energy. So and I make my own. So
you make you have so many different ones. So she makes them specifically for whatever the case is, like turquoise
how I'm feeling,
is probably,
energy that I want, and
I think it's good.
It is very good
feel.
It's all about the vibes.
Absolutely, it's all about the vibes. So let me see. Michael says Starlink Discord is blowing up. Issued right now. Slow speeds degrade. Absolutely, I can imagine. Starlink is up, but less than 5 megs down. Jeez, God, I don't even know. So stupid. Michael says yes. Discord is reporting multiple issues worldwide. So that is an update. So once again, I think if you're going to go worldwide and push a firmware update, this was a major problem. This is not you don't do this, all right? This is not normal administrative actions. You do not do an update. Anyone that's a system administrator out there, you confirm what I'm saying. Let me know, all right? You do not push these out like just during the night like this. You push it out early morning. This is just stupid. Unless, once again, it is a major problem and it's a security risk, and they had to push an update down to thwart, let's say, a major hack or something like that. Looks like that we're off, Joe, for about 20 minutes for some reason, even though it says live. Suggest a clock on the back wall would be a good idea. Interesting. All right.
That's a good
Gotcha.
idea.
So we'll have to, I'm going to go ahead and flip back over so that you can see us full screen, but I can tell you right now, we are still up. Starlink and T-Mobile are running currently. Let's see. Starlink is up 5 megs now. Okay. Dale Says, looks like we're off, Joe, for about 20 minutes, like at the clock. Yeah, we just read that one. 120 volt shallow pump pi. So Blue River said we can do a
shallow well pi.
Right. So I'm going to have to look into. So the shallow well pumps, I think, can you do them outside, or do they have to be dropped in? And you have to dig like a 4-inch or 6-inch hole. Let me know about that. Not really sure.
Wait, Blue River House responded also the same thing. 120 volt shallow well pump from Harbor Freight on solar to pump water. Is that the one that we bought?
No.
No?
Okay. Okay, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Keep that. Write that down. Let's see. Phase change, need a tank and a windmill. That would work. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a large tank about 10 feet off the ground. And then kind of gravity feed. That was an idea too. 005 Ranger says, our chicken eggs were like yours growing up. Best ever. Donald says, Maine out for 30 minutes. Let's see. Peter, thank you for that, Peter. Chaplain says, you can use a manual pump. Yes, we can do that. We do have a manual pump. I haven't installed it yet. We have a shallow well that's right around 29 feet. I just don't like the water out of it. Our other well is about 50 something and it's just better water. But in case of emergency, maybe that's a good way to go too. Just to be able to get buckets out. We have the same problem, Chaplain says. Starlink is down in Delaware. Ian says, how about get food grade water tank and pump water into for storm with a 12 RV pump or 12 volt pump. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Let's see, Magnetic Storm 25 says, I used to pull up my Starlink internal outage thing, and it kept saying network issue, and I went to the visibility thing, and it shows sort of like a little visibility red all over the sky. Interesting. That's probably, you're seeing red all over the sky, maybe because it's recalibrating, and it takes 12 hours to recalibrate. Keep that in mind. So if you did reboot and it did install new firmware, it's going to acquire the signal, which is no problem. But if you go in there, it's not going to see everything for 12 hours, and then it will find obstructions and crap like that. Low Tech Greg says no update showing here yet, and he's in SoCal. All right, haven't rolled out there yet. FaZe says, what is the max you guys are getting? Upload Starlink. Mine is improved to 30 bursts at 20 for upload. That's not bad. 30, if you can get 30 megabits up sustained, it would be amazing. That would be amazing. I'm not getting that for sure. We're getting a lot less. See, it just,
yeah, because it's your thing.
Yeah.
So you left off at,
let's see,
Magnetic Storm.
Yes, Magnetic Storm.
No update showing here in SoCal. Phase change. What's the max you guys get upload on Starlink? Mine's improved to 30. That. Okay.
Labrador.
Nick Roberts, Labrador, Canada, just got back up. Phase change.
Sweet.
The question is for everyone. Nick Gaming speed test 340
Holy
megabytes.
God, that is quick. That
As
is really
a Howard
good.
25. I wonder when Callie's going to be hit. LOL.
Yeah, it's coming for you.
Michael
obviously.
Riggleman. Stand by. I'm getting reports from
worldwide users
in the Discord
for Starlink, and seeing that some outages around the world. Keep reporting back on that. Let's see. Morgan's getting 125 megabits down. Donald says they know you're on. They know you're on. Yeah. Let me see. Yep, we're still connected. Let's see. Robert, degraded service is what it's saying. Sean says, get a 240 volt generator. Not a bad idea. I suppose so. Writes in, says the app says problem between satellite and internet. Yeah, because it's calibrating. Greg says, I'm in Doki's First Nation in the Ontario, and it was down for 30 minutes. So there you go. Once again, we're seeing Canada down. Yeah. Virginia is still down. Yes. Oddly sustained is 37 megabits up. That is amazing to be able to get that. According to 005 Ranger, Yelm, Washington is back online. Jose does say Dish is destroyed.
That is so sad.
Arecibo.
Fell down and no plans on rebuilding it. China has the biggest now. Well, that sucks.
That does suck. If you
guys
don't know,
that really makes me mad.
The biggest radio dish antenna
was in Puerto Rico.
In Arecibo.
Yeah.
And it was destroyed, and instead of fixing it,
now China has the biggest
one.
Now
China gets the biggest
because
one.
It should be like that.
Michael says, the question is, the update is restarting. the heaters, PSA, turn it off. All right, guys, the last time this happened, I put this PSA out there. If you are listening, once again, turn your heater off. When it resets itself, sometimes it will go back to factory settings and then it will set your heater to on. If you are not in a cold environment, it's going to burn up your dish. Turn your heater off. Go into your app and you're going to have an option to like auto or off or on or whatever. Just turn it off for now. Then after a day or so, go back in there, turn it on to auto if you need to. That's fine. But if you see your heater on your dish set to on right now, go turn it to off. Trust me, go turn it off. Once again, if you're here, you haven't listened to all of this, you're going to write that in there, hopefully?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Quick.
Fab's going to write it into the chat window. If your system has rebooted, turn your heater off. Go into your app, and you will see it in there. Go into advanced, and once you go into advanced, you're going to see heater. Make sure that is off. Don't leave it on auto. Don't leave it on. You're going to burn the damn thing up. Why it does that, I don't know. They need to fix it. Maybe it does it just to maybe it does it just for a little while. I don't know. But we see it. We saw it the last time, and people just they were freaking out. Let's see. Thank you for that, Michael. I do appreciate that. Faye says change or update on the peak hours on Friday night. Laugh out loud. Yes. Phil, let me see. Phil Camping and Touring says, I've noticed here in Australia, updates done at 3 a.m. Smart.
It has to be, but it's
smart.
Yeah.
Then what the hell are they doing here?
I don't
Derek
know.
says, I'm using a Linux. I am a Linux engineer for a credit reporting company, and we can only make changes to production environments on Sunday mornings
Makes
between
sense.
2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Exactly.
Maybe there's something we don't know, though.
You have production, you have production and non-production. The non-production stuff is what the stuff you're testing, make sure your stuff works. Once you go to production, it can only go to production after the non-production stuff gets tested and retested and tested, and it only happens when there's no one around or very few people. Once again, like he's saying, on a Sunday between 2 and 5 a.m.
Steven says, my wife is a special education teacher, so be nice. You made her laugh.
No, we need a lot more special education teachers for sure. Chaplain says, we just got that.
Yeah.
Mr. Rainbow Butterfly says, Starlink was down. What did I miss? Basically, it is down globally. They're rebooting it and they're installing firmware. I mean,
how long have they been down? Probably like half an hour.
When everyone is going to be down for 30 to 35 minutes, maybe 28 minutes, and that's just how long it takes for them to download the software to your router, then flash the firmware. After that, reboot it, and then it has to reacquire the satellites. So that all round robin, the whole thing takes about 28 to 35 minutes. So we're all going to go down. Let me see. We are still up. Starlink is up. We're in South Florida. Arnie says, no problem with the signal so far in the state. Spelling M, like crooked letter, crooked letter, crooked letter, crooked letter, crooked letter. Yes, Arnie. Derek Goodwin says, how does Starlink have a Discord? Well, that's just a Discord specifically for them, I believe. We have a Discord also. I have a Discord. If you guys want to go see that, go to community.jcristina.com. Once again, community.jcristina.com. Join the Discord. We talk all the time about all kinds of photo, video, and tech over there, of course, and Starlink.
And don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe if you haven't done so.
Yes.
Just a reminder.
Definitely do that. Subscribing is very important. Turn notifications on. That is also very important. And if you guys feel the need or the want for a super chat, you can always do that. Always appreciate the help with the channel. Nick Roberts says, back online, 310 megabits by 15 megabits up. That's awesome. Wicked West says, maybe we'll get an outage rebate. Nah, not going to see it. Definitely won't see it. Faye says 310 down. That's sweet. Robert, degraded service. Your area is currently experiencing degraded service. Some websites and applications may be temporarily not work or report that you are at different locations. Our team is investigating. Interesting. They're not investigating. They're doing a full firmware update. So that's interesting. So what they said is your system will experience a degraded service, but it says some websites and applications may temporarily not work or report that they are at different locations. That to me means their DNS server. Remember, Starlink is using a CGNet. I'm not going to get into what CGNet is. Go and YouTube it or go and look it up, okay? I got videos on it, right? So they use CGNet. So if that's the case, I'm thinking that there was a network issue. It could have been a hack, or possibly it could have been another, this would be bad to say, but it could have been another certificate renewal screw up. I sure as hell hope not, but it could be another certificate problem. And that's why they are frantically rebooting and refirmwaring everything. Okay. But we'll know tomorrow. But I'm thinking, because if they say that that you're being like registered at different locations, that means that it's handing out different IP addresses from different locations. So like my point of presence or my POP is out of Atlanta, Georgia, but if Atlanta, Georgia goes down, maybe it wants to connect to a POP that's in, I don't know, West Virginia or maybe Miami or somewhere else. So maybe that's why IP and locations are changing. That's what happens with CGNet. So anyways, that's interesting information. Thank you so much for that, Robert. Charles says updates are supposed to be pushed during off-peak times. Yes, I wish they were, but I think this was an emergency. I really do. It just feels like it should be, like it is. I don't know if it is the case, but it feels like it is. Let me see. Let's go down to here. Dale, I
already typed that in, but it's 10:24 p.m. Eastern time.
There we go. Lance says, "Hey guys, how are you doing, Lance?
Hey.
Glad that you're here." Ryan, JCristina, my Starlink is running on the remote side and still downloading update. And he's in Montana. So there you go. More updating, this time out of Montana. Mike says, always push to test a couple of weeks prior to an update, but security will go. So this, I'm telling you, this is you'll see this is a problem. This is going to be a problem. Let's go over to Elon's page. Let me just see if Elon has said anything. Let me refresh this. You'll see this window over here. This is Elon Musk's site. And his last was his interview with Bill Maher. So
that's a great interview. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch it, the interview with Elon Musk and Bill Maher was really good.
That is a good one. Let's go to SpaceX's Twitter. Let's see if they're saying anything. Nope. Hush hush over there too. Nothing going on with SpaceX. All right, I'll go back to Elon's site just in case Elon tweets something out that they've gone down or maybe a reason for going down. We'll keep that up. Jose says Starlink is available in Puerto Rico. Is it? I don't know. It should be.
Is Starlink available?
Yeah, you should be able to get Starlink in Puerto Rico. I'm almost 100%. You should check that out for sure. It is definitely worth it if you have slow service, or if you're in the mountains and you can't get fiber or copper up there. It's definitely worth it for sure. Let's see. Charles says, fill your bathtub and sinks. Yes, we do that all the time.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Greetings from Chile. How are you doing? Thank you so much, Claudio.
Hi, Claudio.
Appreciate you being here. Michael, we're being reported that the heaters are now being turned back on. Wow. Yep, we'll get into that. Of course, this bounced, and now go back.
You said Michael,
yep.
But getting reports the heaters are being turned back on.
Yep.
Ricky Joe, anytime I do updates, I got my devices set to automatically update at around 3 a.m. so our AT&T towers ain't congested and I get faster speeds around that time in the morning.
Absolutely.
Claudio, here in Chile, I have around 150 to 200 megs down and 15 to 20 up.
That is awesome. That is really, really good.
Ian says, the company Uline Company or Tri Tractor Supply may have food grade tanks there.
Nice.
Thank you.
Stay right where you're at.
Yep.
Roy Robbins, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that.
He said,
I replaced my 2 Starlink systems with 2 T-Mobile networks. I didn't notice a Starlink slowdown. This crap is why I switched. Absolutely.
That's great.
And this is the reason why, Roy, that I'm using Starlink and I'm using T-Mobile. Because when one is up, the other one might go down, or when one is down, the other one's up, whatever. By using the Speedify and bonding the two together, I get the redundancy of the bond. So it's not failover and it's not load balancing. It's an actual bonding. So it just works out. Anyways, thank you so much for that super chat. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you. So we did...
Yep, so we are on...
Fran Dida, Texas, Starlink
Yep.
Online, Morgan Overhaul. At Phase Change. Oh, she's answering back. Robert, question, what is the average upload and download speeds you see with Starlink? Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm getting anywhere from 100 to 200 meg down and about 10 to 15, sometimes 18 up. That's what we've been seeing. Let's see. Hey guys, that's Lance. Ryan says, my Starlink is running on the remote side. That we already went through that one. Let me keep on going down here. Let's see. Chile, how are you doing, Claudia? He's getting 150. That's a lot. That's good. Morgan, Robert, you got Fran already. Robert says, what is the average? We just went through that. Faze says Claudio. He's repeating. He's got Claudio.
Yeah. Mike Saunders said Tennessee is back online.
Tennessee is back. Sweet. We see Lance getting 62 up. Actually, it's down, and 12 up for Lance.
Peter said there's a lot of reflection on your wifey eyeglasses, so we can see her eyes. Hold on.
There you go. Then you won't be able to see.
No, you know what it is? It's it has the blue light. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I'll try different ones next time. I have like a whole bunch.
Yeah. Get a different one. Let's see. 23 Xterra says, I'm here in North California, and mine never went down. Just check the app, and it does have an update installed. Usually it went at 4 a.m. So you might be going down, because if they downloaded the update, you're going to go down for sure. And I think everyone will eventually go down. Let me see. Nick Roberts says, I wish there was a way to show the screen. I got 408 megabits down. Holy shit.
That's awesome.
I've never seen that before.
That's
ever.
Crazy.
Even in the beta times, the most I ever got was 315 down. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Let's see. Wicked West fella says still reporting degraded service, and that's in Central PA. Tom says back up in West Virginia. Nice. Mark still up here in Michigan. Let's see, but going offline. So yeah, you're going to be going down. Seeing some speeds for people posting 270 down and 20 up. That's amazing speed. You can't complain about that. Tom says degraded service also. Let's see. Absolutely not. Let's see, 6 megabit down over here. Joseph Roberts says 6 megabit down and 5 megabit up with regional mobility. Holy crap. Joseph, you need a Starlink, bud. You got to get rid of that regional mobility, whoever you're using. 6 meg down and 5 meg up. That's just abysmal. In 2023, that should be illegal. Okay, just like my internet with AT&T with 1.5 megs up. Should be illegal. Absolutely illegal. Let's see. Henry says, I cut the heater off. Smart. But when I exit the app and go back in, it is back in automatic. That's a problem. Okay? That is a problem. I don't like to see that. Try putting it on off, saving it, and then just leave the app open. Don't close it, because you don't want that thing to come back on. And then if you're not in a cold climate and the heater is on, it's not really a heater, guys, just so you know. What it does is it produces more amps and more watts. It pushes it into the modem, into your dish. That's what heats it up. So by giving it more amps and more watts, and if you're in a hot climate like where we are here in Florida, it's going to burn up. Okay, that's just simply it. It's going to burn up. Not good at all. Let's see. Yep. Here in Denmark, currently 436. How are you doing, Peter, in Denmark? Dale says, let's see. Oh, Ian, thank you so much for that super
Ian.
chat. Really appreciate that, Ian. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see. What do we got here? Bruce. So Bruce does say Starlink is in PR. So there you go, Jose. Bruce says it is in PR. You can get Starlink. Matter of fact, it says we have a business rental system there, Bruce. There you go. Nice. That's good to know. Derek says, Fran. has a question: which is better, T-Mobile Home Internet or Verizon Home? I have not tried Verizon Home. It really doesn't matter. It has to do with which tower is closer to you. Find out if you have a Verizon tower closer or a T-Mobile tower closer, and try that service. T-Mobile has something called Test Drive, I think, and they will actually give you one of the systems for 2 weeks for free to test out. Do it. Why not? Phil, he says, I noticed that you're changing your bonding to redundancy. Are you doing that? No. So it does it automatically, just so you know. Speedify, right now it says streaming with bonding. What it does is if it feels that it needs to redundantly send the packets, then it will switch from bonding to redundancy automatically. I don't have to do it. It just does it automatically. And once again, if you don't know, redundancy means that it mirrors the packets and sends the exact same packets down both systems. Now that it's bonding, I don't think it's doing that. So now it would actually get greater speed instead of more reliability, but it's calculating based on the network and no outages that it doesn't need the redundant setting, let's say. So it does it once again automatically. You do not have to do it. Let's see. Let's see. Roy Robbins says, here I replaced my 2 Starlinks. Okay, we already got that. Let's keep coming down here. Virginia average, 100 down, 10 up. There you go. And we're getting to the end of these. Let's see.
Almost to the end of the rainbow, you guys.
Yes.
We've been on for
long.
almost 3 hours.
2 hours and 41 minutes, guys. It's like a marathon.
I mean, not complaining.
It's the Cinco de Mayo marathon, guys.
Good times.
All right, so do this for us. It is now, let's see, 10:46. Let's give it like 5 more minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Any questions that you have in the chat?
Yeah.
Put those questions in there.
If for some reason we can't get to them, we'll get to them tomorrow.
In the comments.
Yeah, in the comments. So,
absolutely. But yeah. So this way we can get out of here and let you guys go. We did not go down, which is amazing.
That is amazing, considering the last 2 Fridays we've had technical difficulties.
Yep. And we had no outage, no time down. Matter of fact, I just switched the Speedify over to latency.
Oh, so someone just said that they just caught up now. Dale, we're at 10. They're at 10:46 too.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
There you go. Sweet. Lance, thank you so much for the super chat, Lance. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Blessings to you.
Thank you so much.
That is really, really helpful. Thank you. Let's see. Phil, says, I see that you have both services on priority. Have you tried one? Okay, so yes, Phil. So the reason we set it up for priority on both, what that means is it's going to use both equally, quote unquote. There's other settings. You can set one for priority, one for backup, or you can set one for priority or one for secondary. If you set both of them for priority, what that means is it's going to try to use both services equally, let's call it, okay? If you set this one as secondary, it's going to try using the primary mostly, and then the secondary if it needs to. The reason people do this is, like, for example, if you have Starlink, but you also have, let's say, a 4G connection, and it costs you money, right? But you still want to use it because you don't want to go down, you set it up as like a backup. So it has the least priority. So then when it does use it, because it absolutely has to, once it doesn't anymore, it'll go right back to Starlink, and that's it. So that's basically what you do. If you want it to have more redundancy, let's say, you set them both up as primary. I hope that helps. Let's see. Claudio, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us all the way from Chile.
I know,
it's great.
all the way from Chile. Thank you. Let's see. Robert says, great job as usual. Thank you for that. Really do appreciate it. Dale says, bizarre. Mike, it means no more updates. You will be able to use Win 10. Yeah, Win 10. I have never went to Win 11 actually. I stick with Win 10. Arnie says Starlink has reached 1.5 million users worldwide, generating over $140 million per month in revenue. Holy crap. Thank you for that, Arnie. See that? 1.5 million users. It was a million not that long ago. I remember when it was 140,000. Actually, my dish, I looked it up. I think I have dish number like 2,000 or something. It's like 2,100, 2,020 or something, which is crazy.
I think Joseph has everything from like way back when. It's true.
Well, I have you.
Well, I would hope so, but
You're
I'm not
from way back when.
Not from way back then.
Way back.
That was like even before you even knew me. You have stuff. Get out. Finish.
Okay. All right. Trevor Current says, "Hey, just jumped on. Happy Cinco de Mayo."
Hi, Trevor.
Trevor, have some blue moon on me, bud. Have some blue
Mine
moon
hasn't
and
gone down much.
A few oranges. This is what this girl has here. Trevor.
Well,
look at
okay,
this thing.
but you know what? It's because
this is mine, Trevor.
I put too much, and it's like it's gonna get all over, and yeah, I think I need to less rim next time. Then I'd be in here all like.
Trevor, she said less rim.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. You're
I can't.
talking crazy.
You. All right, we're almost done.
Let's see. JG
it's
says
you
guys are awesome. I'm tired. Bo says thank you.
So
for,
inappropriate you are.
Mentioning Elon's interview with Bill Maher. It was really interesting. Yeah, wasn't it?
It was good.
If you guys haven't seen it, watch Elon's interview with Bill Maher. It is really, really quite good. Really quite good. I like Elon's interviews anyways, because I just like.
Yeah, but it was really good because
him.
it was a little bit like you got to see more of his personality, I think, and he's really obviously.
And Bill Maher's pretty cool. We've worked with him anyways. He's cool. He's like a cool cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
old school.
He's not like he was 5 years ago. He's completely different.
Yeah.
So if you guys know Bill Maher from 5 years ago, just think about the polar opposite, the North and the South Pole. That's kind of who he is today, which is really, to me, it's kind of good. Anyways, really good interview. Go watch it. Arnie says, Mr. and Mrs. Christina, thank you for an enjoyable evening. Cheers. All the chats for 73 for all the hams. Yes, 73 for all those hams. Thank you so much. And to everyone, remember to keep the duty cycles high. Yes. That is right. We'll be doing a video anyways on duty cycles, not people duty cycles, but duty cycles on the SpaceX Starlink satellites coming up on Monday. Bruce says, have you seen the app changes? What a mess. The program 3 systems. Yeah, I have not seen that app change as of yet, but I will definitely look that up. Let's see. Ian says, how did you meet your wife on a photo shoot? No.
Oh no.
Actually, we met. We'll make this like the last one.
Yeah,
so we met. So
yes, may the squirrels be with you, Jay Goodmunder.
Yes, may the squirrels be with you. So yeah, we actually met at Jordan Marsh. If anyone's been around for a while, Jordan Marsh was Jordan Marsh, and then Jordan Marsh turned into Burdines, and then Burdines turned into Nordstrom, and then Nordstrom. They're still there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
I was still in high school.
Yes, she was in high school, and she was working in the
kids department.
Kids department, and I was working in men's suits. So I was working with the tailor, actually doing measurements on suits. I was working on suits, so that was my thing. So that's how we met.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of years ago.
It's going to be 30 years December.
Shut up.
God. You are from way back.
God, that's a long ass time. Holy shit.
Yep. Hold on. I have to have a drink.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
I love this. May the squirrels be with you. I made it, write it down. May the squirrels be with you. Can we see a shirt with like a little squirrel and a nut?
We're working on it. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes. I think we did it. We hit the end of the internet, you guys.
Well, listen, in the comment area, let us know when you guys come back online. If you guys did go down, let us know in the comment area. Any other videos that you want me to do going forward, in the comment area down below, let me know what it is. Off-grid stuff, chicken crap, solar shit.
And there is a question.
Battery stuff.
Whenever you have time, just type it in too. I was curious. Everybody knows what we do for a living and, all this stuff. I'm curious to know what you guys do. Yeah. So share on there.
Yeah, put that in the comment area, and then maybe we'll ask again in our next live.
Yeah. We'll follow up.
Because I want to know what everyone does.
Yeah.
Because I've met some
I mean,
really
everybody's
crazy
using
people.
Starlink for so many different things now. So I was just curious. So, share.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says stay-at-home dad.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's rare, Chris. Way to go.
We know a few stay-at-home dads. Yeah.
Well, yeah, now, but
now it never used to be like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Absolutely. So anyways, guys, I know there's still 100 of you guys sitting online, but we're going to have to go now. We're going to call it. We're just under 3 hours. And we are still going, and we are not down. Let me just real quickly, once again, as I always say, the proof's in the pudding. Here is the stream. The stream just went from bonding to redundancy. Why? Because that means that we're seeing a problem with either T-Mobile or the Ethernet, which is Starlink. And let me come down here just to see what happened. So during the 3 hours, we see that the stream was saved from connection disruption 18 times. It was saved from excessive latency or packet loss 137 times. And it was saved by connection failover, meaning going from T-Mobile to Starlink or from Starlink to T-Mobile 10 times. So there you go. The stream didn't go down, but I guess Speedify had work to do to make it happen. So that's good. Anyways, guys, if you want to get Speedify, once again, you can use my promo code JCristina. You can also go to the direct link. You can put that in there, which is JCristina.com/speed. Once again, JCristina.com/speed. And you're going to get 20% off automatically just by using that link. So anyways, 100 of you still there. We have to run. We will see you in the next one. Hopefully we'll be here next Friday, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cinco de Mayo.
You're done. I'm not. Have a good night.
That's it, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. Many blessings to all of you. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great one.
Have a good one.
We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.